You don't need a killer dragon for me. Ooh, I don't need no fairy tale.
Okay, so last time you guys had you finished the prologue. You came back after a year. You reunited after nearly a year apart for some of you. Um, you returned to the Reach. There was some shenanigans, some mysterious, illusory messages, but eventually you were instructed to head to Ashbarrow to the northwest to meet up with the disappeared mayor's old pal Lily, who is a ranger from his original adventuring party back in his adventuring days.
We did not know that.
You did. You just hadn't connected the dots.
Oh, well, good with a bow. I mean,
Right.
yeah.
Good with a bow, and he mentions in his message that she's a friend from his adventuring days. So those two things.
Oh. I guess when I hear adventuring days, I just think of it like an old person's term about going around town.
Back when I lived it up.
Yeah.
Now in D&D, that means he has class levels.
That's true.
Oh, man. So, you traveled the 3.5 days it takes to get to Ashbarrow. Ashbarrow is a fairly heavily fortified town, about the same size as Winnowing Reach. And you saw some people on the wall, were jovially accosted at the southern gate. Decided not to go through the northern gate because Ugla thought he might be fire corrupted. Turns out he's not. Or maybe he is, and it just doesn't look that way. You went all the way around. You met Lily, and she said that she would meet up with you for dinner after her work in the fields for the day was done. And that's where we left off.
I guess we're just going up. Well, so I guess, guys, do y'all have anything we want to do before we got to meet up with Lily? So what is the town? How big is the town?
Same size as Winnowing Reach.
A decent size?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hosts 300 to 500 denizens.
Are either of y'all in need of any sort of equipment or anything?
I actually have a question about the skills for the ones that require stuff. I'm guessing we're going to need
Oh,
those.
spell components?
Yeah.
Oh, spells.
For spell components and stuff.
As far as spells go, the easy rule of thumb that I and many DMs will go with is that if the spell components don't have a specific gold cost, I'm not really concerned about them. So if it says you need a pearl worth 100 gold, that matters. You have to obtain that. You have to go out of your way and spend that money. But if it's like a sprig of hollyberry and a pinch of bat guano, I don't give any fucks about that.
Yeah, because just the tedium of having to go to your alchemist and just buy that random shit in every store. I do appreciate that you've streamlined through a lot of the tedious parts of D&D, like that and ammunition and things.
No, it's just there's there are no good reasons for it to matter. And if there is a good reason for it to matter, then it should. Like if you're in a fucking, barren desert with literally no trees and almost nothing but sand, you're going to have a hard time making arrows. But
Right.
if you're in a regular fucking place, you're going to make arrows. It's fine.
Right, with the woods and such.
Yeah.
I thought you say make it matter. I was thinking you get sold elderberries, which are like part of a spell or something.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out they're gooseberries, and your spell fails, and you just fucking die.
I have done that to players before, but
So mean.
but it was less minor components because especially 5e back in the older systems it was a little more strict, but in 5e it's like, well, you can have components, or if you have a focus, which all classes that need them start with, then you could just cast through that without materials.
Right.
So
or it's like 5 gold pieces to get a spell component out.
right.
And it's
the standard adventurer kit for a spellcaster starts with a spell pouch, and I just assume you're spending a silver every time you go to the fucking town to fill it up. Ooh.
Spell Walmart.
Yeah, spell Walmart.
Wizarding Walmart.
But yeah,
Okay.
once upon a time, I definitely gave someone like a corrupted diamond that they used to try and resurrect someone, and it
Oh my
banished
God.
their soul to oblivion.
Yeah. What was the setup for it? There
They-
had to have been some sort of a clue.
Yeah, they had gone through this town and they couldn't find them in any of the normal places, and so they were hunting about, and they really like desperately wanted one, and so like when your players are like pushing for something, and especially if it's something they need, normally you will let them have it so long as they're willing to work for it, and so
Right.
they rolled some stuff, and I was like, okay. You know, so they got a rumor. It's like, oh yes, one of the black market vendors probably has some jewelry, and
Yes.
so they went to
Black
the
market wrist.
right. So they went to this fucking seedy underground shop where the old witch who runs it obviously sells black magic curse shit, and they're like, hey, you got any diamonds? And she's like, yeah, here you go.
Knowing what they're gonna do with them and how she could get a free soul out of it.
Right.
That's pretty good.
Okay. Well, and that answers the question then, because it's if the components aren't really that important, then it's
Just depends. Like there's some like huge, like powerful spells in the game. Specifically, that resurrect one is the one that I've seen, our group bring up a couple times.
Right.
I think Randy would like warn you or tell you if we took it, maybe. Or
Oh no, I'm not telling you shit. You should read your spells.
Yeah.
but that's the primary rule is that I have been playing this game long enough that I know most of the spells that have component costs that matter. So if you're like, I'd like to cast Stone Skin, I'm gonna be like, you got any diamond dust, bitch? And you're probably gonna say no, and you're gonna be fucked.
do I get access to that, or is that monks?
Stone
That's
Skin?
like a level
Yeah, it's a high
or
level.
five.
Yeah, it's higher level.
Is it paladin though?
I don't think so. I want to say it's a cleric's, but cleric druid spell.
It's druid and
Ranger,
arcane.
Druid, Ranger, Sorcerer, Wizard, Artificer. So
Okay.
Rezic gets it as a 4th level, but Rangers don't get 4th level spells until late.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember leveling up with Zaus and everyone being like, "Yes, I get blah blah blah. Yes, I get blah blah blah." And it's like, I get like an improved ability to go through a desert. Shit.
In a desert world game, very
Oh,
important.
Yeah,
I had that
sometimes.
already. So it was like pick another biome that you can be good at travel.
Yeah.
And then we didn't really do travel checks and stuff. Not typically.
There used to be a little like side benefit to picking things like Paladin and Ranger. You get access to certain reasonably powerful spells one level earlier than the regular classes. Pepper. Like Paladin used to get access to restoration earlier than the cleric did. And that was one of the small minor benefits of being a pally, but they flattened that out unfortunately.
What was it? Sorry, I was distracted by the conversation.
Paladins used to get access to certain powerful spells one level earlier than clerics. That was one of the benefits of being a paladin spellcaster, but that is no longer the case.
It's okay. I didn't need the spells anyway.
Yeah.
I've got religion. Oh, so do they.
All right.
I've got
You've got
slightly different religion, maybe.
You've got a
Oath-based.
sword. They may or may not have one of those.
Hmm.
And if they did, you're better with your sword than they are with theirs.
All right. I think the only like defining paladin class feature is smite. Is that right?
I think you're right. I don't think they get the smite line of spells. Yeah, the smite line is paladin only. But you get your like all the oath features are paladin unique.
well.
Oh yeah. So anybody got any business to take care of here?
All right, you guys had a couple hours before dinner time.
I mean,
What was it? Our buddy Pontus mentioned corruption among the tenders. Do we want to wait to talk to
Who?
Lily
There
about
you
that?
go.
if
Or
Lily,
doing
if Lily's been working on this for over a year, then maybe she knows something we don't, and then after she fills us in, we can go we can go start trying to figure out more ourselves.
right? Yeah, it might be dangerous to ask questions about that without knowing what that really.
Yeah, well, a little more information about it would be good, I guess.
So maybe you could go talk to one of the local temples, Ugla,
Ah,
and
that's true. We can find trustworthy people there.
mhm. And Resik. Who is there? Someone you think you could talk to in or around town who might be able to give us some information?
I could scour through the markets and see.
Okay. Um, I'll go. I'll go talk to the craftsman and see if there's a building like the one in Meadowfen, and talk to some of the folks there if they're there, and maybe we can learn a little bit more about because I don't know a lot about Ashbur. I've always been told don't go near the um,
Scorched Grove.
don't go near the Scorched Grove, and so I have. Have either of you been out here?
Uh,
No.
no.
Let me save you some time. No.
No.
Okay. Well, then maybe that's one thing we can do so that we can learn a little bit more about what's going on.
All right, let's do
like
it.
world lore, almost all denizens of the Humblewood will avoid the Scorched Grove if at all possible.
Even
Okay.
DJ Scorched Grove.
Even DJ Scorched Grove. He got his
Wow.
name because he claims to have been there. Just a story.
Oh, that makes sense. He's a poser.
He is.
He doesn't show up until session 6, though, right?
Right. You've got some time. And only if you go to his house, which is, far away.
His grandma's house.
Right. Where he lives in the basement.
I'm ready for that. He's
Okay.
gonna be just a little like badger. He retired from, or he's like a party badger for like kids' birthday parties.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
they've never
yeah.
seen a badger. But at night he's DJ Scorched Grove
Yeah, of course.
with those blistering hot beats. Will burn your house down. All right, let's split up. See y'all back here at sundown for some dinner.
Sounds good.
All right. Let's go with Ugla first. Where are you going? What are you doing?
Temple of Altus.
So you head back into the city. Do you go through the northern gate or you walk all the way around to the south?
I'll go for the northern gate now that I don't think there's anything wrong with my.
Okay. Yeah. Takes a few extra minutes. They have to search you for for the corruption, but you seem fine. They let you through. You head around to the small temple area. It looks like the religious presence here is strong. Like the people here are strongly religious, but there is no like favored temple, or in fact there are no temples at all. There's like an all faiths chapel that has shrines to each of the major gods and goddesses, and it is well appointed, and it looks like well maintained, and is made of like good strong stone. There are a variety of priests inside, but there is no temple of Altus or anyone else.
So yeah, he'll just head for that and look for anybody with adornments that might be similar to Althusians.
Althusians, yes.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
or followers of Altus. I kind of
Alright.
like Althusians though.
No, I like Althusians. So you find an Althusian priest without great issue.
Oh, good afternoon, brother. How are you today?
He's a hedge, and he looks up since you're a good bit taller than him. Oh, hello. Good afternoon. How are you?
Oh, doing great. Just in town for a little bit of business, and I figured I'd come pay my respects to the local chapter.
Oh, excellent. Which god do you follow? We got like rattles them all off and points at each altar.
Oh, the one that looks like me.
Oh, Altusian. Oh, me too.
It was the simplest choice.
Yeah, I bet. Well, would you like some alone time? Are you into? Or do you like guided prayers? Or maybe you? What do you need?
Oh, I just came to make a donation, and I'll hand him
Oh,
1 gold coin.
well, thank you, sir. That's very kind. I'm sure that this will go to great use, either fighting off the fire corrupted or feeding the hungry.
Oh, yes, fighting the fire corrupted. He takes out his old broadsword, or his old longsword from not having given it to his chapter in Winnowing Reach, who had loaned it to him, knowing that they're run by something strange now or something he doesn't trust. He's going to go ahead and hand it over to this. This was from my old chapter, but I won't be returning there for a long time. Perhaps you could loan it out to anyone who might have need of it.
Certainly, sir. This is a fine blade, well used, but well taken care of. I can see that it must have done well for you and maybe those that carried it before you.
Absolutely. The blade itself is probably 80 years old. I used it for 20.
Huh. Wow, a well-worn blade. Perhaps Altus will see fit to bless it with a few more years of life.
Oh, I'm sure it has another couple hundred in it.
Oh,
Very fine metal.
maybe in the south, sir, but against the fire corrupted, steel doesn't last long.
Oh, no?
No, sir.
Oh. Do you, well, I suppose you could always sell it for a bit of silver if you need.
Oh no, we do need the blades, sir. I mean, given that they wear so quickly against them that we go through them rapidly.
Oh, I see. So there might not be a better solution, unfortunately.
Well, I mean magic, of course, but there's always a limited supply of that.
Indeed. Oh, well, I came looking for information. My old friend, the headmaster of the Winnowing Reach chapter, a man named Banton, it doesn't seem to be around anymore.
Oh,
Have you heard the name before?
Did he go on pilgrimage?
The craziest thing. I left town for about a year. I go back, he's gone, and everyone's acting like they've never even heard of him. Evidently, there's a new head priest named Tony.
Oh, I've heard of Tony though, a well-respected priest within the following.
Yeah, but no Banton. I just can't make sense.
Can't say I've heard of a Banton. Sorry.
Oh, you've never heard of him either?
Uh-uh.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I guess that's less strange then. Have there been any interesting going-ons about in Ashborough over the past? Anything unprecedented?
Oh. Well, the
In
fire
fact, maybe exactly a year ago?
within the last year, the fire corrupted have risen a little more. We normally only see them once a week, except on rare occasions, but nowadays probably 2 or 3 times. But records, historic records have shown there, like a rise and fall in fire corruption influences. He's gonna see if he remember anything of the last year. He does not.
It's a long time to remember.
He's not a smart man. Other than that, I can't really think of anything.
What's your name, brother priest?
Oh, that's funny. My name is, in fact, Bro There.
Oh, bro there. Nice to meet you. I'm Ugla.
Brother Ugla.
This will be real quick. Have you got a moment to speak in private? Maybe just step to the back for guided prayer.
Sure, sir, sure.
Okay. Uh, have you heard anything of corruption within the Tinders organization?
Oh, the tenders, you say? Apparently he fucking has. uh, now that you mention it, I don't think I've seen any tenders for maybe a year.
Hmm. Interesting.
Well, Scorched Grove tenders. We do have like pilgrims from the various circles will usually pass by Ashbarrow, and I think I've seen some of those in the last 6 to 8 months. But the Scorched Grove circle, of course, the ones that we work with closely, I haven't seen them in quite some time.
Oh, very interesting. Maybe that's just the lead I was looking for. Thank you, Borther.
Bro, there.
Brother. Is your brother Borther?
No, I don't have a brother. I have a sister though. Sister.
What? Sister. Oh, okay. I think I know her. She is she from Meadowfen by chance?
No, she's our like our family of Hedge is just east of here, not far from the Scorched Grove.
What town is that?
And it's not really a town; it's just a burrow and a hill.
I'm sure that's nice. It's good to have a place your family can call home of all its own.
Yes.
Well, thank you for all the help. You've been exceedingly helpful, and may Altus watch over you, friend. Brother.
Safe travels, fellow Altusian.
They do the secret handshake.
Yes, the secret handshake. All right, Resic, you were headed for a market, I believe. I remember.
Yes. I'm gonna go to the south gate. I'm gonna
Oh,
take
you
the
go
long
all
way.
the way around. All right.
Yep.
You go back in the
Yes.
easy way. The dude's still there, and he's like, "You guys are coming and going a lot."
That an issue?
Nope.
All right. Well, I'll be on my way.
Okay.
So I head to the market.
All right.
I actually want to pick up any of the components that I might need,
Okay.
just because. And then I want to, I guess, while I scour around for information, I'm also going to look for any oddities that most markets really wouldn't have, I guess.
So you're looking
Like
for
something-
uncommon wares.
Wares and, I guess, items and trinkets.
Okay. This market actually has an abundance of things that you would consider uncommon goods. Largely because this is the only place within the Humblewood where an influx of like fire influenced or Scorched Grove influenced objects and materials can come from.
Okay.
So you definitely see a variety of like fire essence, like scorched powder, blades that are supposedly crafted from the bones of a fire corrupted, creature.
Okay. Well, what about arrowheads as well as I guess they're medicinal stuff as well. That's what I'll be. I guess that's what my character would be looking for then. Since he looks and he sees everything's not normal here, so I'm gonna try and find some abnormal stuff that I could use as well while I'm here and talk around.
Okay. You wouldn't have any trouble finding like fire corrupted arrowheads or like fire powder arrowheads. They're not even really more expensive than regular ones. It's something that they have in abundance as far as like bone arrowhead, materials would be made
Right.
of anyway. As far as restoratives or medicines of any kind, aside from the normal, you got like standard, like really like shitty poultices that you could probably make for yourself if you had some trees. Outside of those, though, there's like regular healing potions, which are magical but not exactly cheap, as well as something called Firebalm.
Okay, how much would the firebomb be? Or I guess whenever I talk to the person,
Well, you're gonna have to talk
The
to
vendor.
the person, aren't you?
the vendor. Yeah, I wanted to go talk to them about the fire, bomb.
Oh, hello, sir. Would you be interested in Firebomb? This is Roderick's Balm Store. I sell all the balm in the entire town.
You got him.
Okay. How where do you get all the bomb? If you're the only one that sells this, where do you procure all
Oh,
of
well,
it?
I make it. I make it from the fire creatures.
What fire creature?
You know, the fire creatures from the Scorched Grove.
Nope, don't know anything about them.
Oh, you must be a traveler from far off lands.
Sure.
Well, in the Scorched Grove, many creatures are corrupted by fiery influences, and there are elemental beings of fiery evils, all of which seek to escape the grove and continue to burn down our humble wood.
Have you ever fought one?
Yes, many times.
Okay. What other than your said fireball bomb? What else would you recommend for helping fight these creatures?
Water.
Okay. Is that what you used to beat it, good sir?
Yes.
Water. Okay. How much for the firebomb?
Firebomb. You can buy in applications. You could have 3 applications for 10 gold.
Woo. And what exactly does this firebomb do? I assume it helps with being burned, but does it also help stop the spread of corruption or anything like that?
Ah, well, the fire creatures, if they are able to wound you deeply, their corruption gets inside. But if you spread the fire bomb on a corrupted wound early enough, it will dissolve the corruption influences in your blood.
I want to roll
You want an insight to see if he's
yeah, I
messing
want
with
to
you?
insight. I just want to see if he actually believes what he believes, rather
Okay.
than because I don't think he's telling a lie. But
Okay. Seems legit.
well, I will buy 3 applications for.
10 gold.
It's like, how about 9?
Oh, you want to haggle, do you?
Oh, sir, this is my livelihood. I could not. This is already friends and family price.
Oh, so why did you already start me out at friends and family price?
Well, you seem like such a nice gentleman.
I'll go ahead and buy it for 10. Oh. So I guess I'm down to 20 gold now.
Sure.
Yeah, because the 24 that we came back with and the 6 that Oogla gave us. Unless I didn't get any of that.
No, you did.
Yeah,
You
you
got
did.
6.
Okay.
Yeah, you got
Okay,
6.
I thought I did. I just wanted to make sure. So then, yeah, so I'm down to 20.
Okay.
And then now I also want to ask the guy if he knows anything about anything strange in the last year or so, since he's been here and he's fought creatures. Has anything strange or has anything
Oh,
odd occurred?
yes. Well, just today, 4 odd individuals entered the town. Oh wait, you're one of those. That's odd. Then I suppose, in the last year, oh yes, the fire corrupted creatures. They have increased in number.
Increase in number or just increase in the amount of attacks?
Same.
Not necessarily the same thing. They could be attacking more often.
Are you sure?
I mean, if you're not killing them all, then they could just keep attacking. It's if you're not severely dwindling their numbers, then.
Oh, you seem very smart, sir.
Oh, well, I wouldn't go that far.
Anything else I can sell you today? Would you perhaps be interested in fire-corrupted lizard pet?
Lizard pet?
Yes, you keep in jar. It will attempt to eat you if you let it out of jar.
How much for that?
6 gold.
I'll give you 2 since it's gonna try and kill me.
No deal. I have to eat, sir.
No deal. Wait, you're trying to sell me something that's gonna kill me.
It's not trying to try and kill you if you don't let it out of jar.
Oh, let's say it escapes from the jar. Let's say it burns through the jar.
Whose fault is that?
The person that sold me with it in a jar.
No, it never comes out of my jar. You going to break jar?
How about 4?
Roll persuasion.
No.
Sir, you insult me. You know, maybe I keep lizard. You want to buy a lizard? 7.
All right, 7 it is then. I want this lizard.
All right. You've got an adult iguana that's got it's got some really neat colorings. It's fire corrupted as was described to you by, I don't remember, whatever NPC did the describing. Looks like it's like major veining is overlapping or underlapping, I guess, a lot of the standard gecko colorings. And you just see this like pulsing glow wherever the veins are.
Okay.
And like however you're holding it, whichever hand is touching the clear glass parts, it is actively attempting to eat the hand.
Okay.
Like when you let it go, like if you put it down like on a like on the floor or something, it kind of just like chills out and goes back to being a regular lizard. But if you pick it up, it's fucking attacking the shit out of the glass where your hand is.
Okay. Is this normal?
Yes.
Oh.
But don't worry. You don't have to feed it.
Why do I not have to feed it?
Oh, the fire corruption. It feeds the animal, I guess.
Is there anything else odd that you noticed that the fire corruption does, other than makes them not have to eat, makes them essentially self-sustaining at that point?
Let's see if this other not smart man. Ah, yes, smart today. You know, now that you mention it, I captured this lizard like 8 years ago. Lizard only live like 2 years.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Appreciate the information. You've been helpful.
Have a wonderful day. Do not forget to care for lizard.
You just told me I didn't have to care for it.
I told you didn't have to feed it.
Oh, so now I need to care for what do I need to do to care for this lizard?
Well, I imagine he gets bored, so sometime I pick him up and let him chase my hand.
Oh, okay. Got it. So just play with him, don't.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Thank you. I trap them all away.
Okay. All right. Lycus, what were you doing during the gap time? James, are you awake?
I am awake.
Ah.
Yes.
What are you doing during gap time?
During gap time, I go to local craftsman. If there's a local center similar to Meadowfen where there's a bunch of craftsmen who are all plying their trade, or alternatively, if there's a bunch of different craftsman shops that are
Right.
here,
This is more like what
go
this is.
visit.
Right. This is more like Winning Reach. So there would be a variety
Okay.
of small time crafters.
Okay. Then I'll go ahead and head over and probably poke my head into a couple of different shops, including like if there's a smithy or an alchemist shop or something similar, just poke my.
They definitely have a smithy. Largely, and you can tell that there are. In fact, it's probably the busiest crafter in the area. They are constantly and consistently being supplied with and supplying like simple arms and armor.
Okay. Uh, yeah, yeah, I'd like to go talk to him. Then go talk to the blacksmith or the smithy or whoever's available at the shop, and just as a fellow craftsman from Meadowfen, get to know them, and then ask about the how things are here in town. Um, what should I know? I'm just here in town for a few days. I heard that there was, some metals or other things that were, of good quality here, and I wanted to check them out. Do you know anything about that? If I wanted to talk to somebody in the guard, who should I go talk to? Down the line.
Sure. You don't get to talk to a smith, but you can talk to the shop girl who runs the front end of the smithy.
Sure.
She's like, as far as questions about the crafters themselves, most of the crafters in town are constantly busy making pieces or finishing pieces of arms and armor. It sounds like they must run through them constantly. But she doesn't mention how. But like, she kind of assumes that like it's just like of course he would know why that is. So she's like, yeah, we make it. Oh, just like everyone in town makes so many like pieces of weaponry or armor, and then she moves on as if that makes perfect sense and doesn't tell you why. And then like if you're looking to talk to the guard, I suppose like any. They're pretty friendly, especially at the South Gate. You probably just talk to any of them.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll probably go swing on by. Just I don't know a lot about the area. I've honestly, I was always told to not come out this way. Just avoid the Scorched Grove. But folks around here are really nice. I've so far everyone I've met's been really, really interesting and peaceable and.
Oh yeah, bro. We're trying to increase tourism.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, and then how are you all going to be increasing?
But being real nice.
Ah, okay. Word of mouth from people who come to visit, and they're like,
Right. See,
they're
like,
so hospitable.
we were super chumly with you guys, and you'll go back to, like, Meadowfen and be like, yo, we met everybody at Ashbarrow. They're real nice. And then they're going to be like, maybe Ashbarrow not as scary as I thought.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Pretty scary, but, still.
I mean, fire is scary.
A fire's scary, man, but I mean, especially, like, the fire corrupted. Like, that's like scary.
So, what are these fire corrupted? I've heard so much. Yeah, I keep hearing about.
Well, so like how there's like like a puma or a jaguar. Like the big cats.
Yeah.
Well, and you know how some of them got like lines on them, and some of them got like spots on them.
Okay.
Okay, so like imagine that the ones with lines, the lines were like glowy, right? And when they were glowy, that meant they were fire corrupted. And when they bit you, you got fire corrupted too. And they bite like way harder than the not glowy ones.
Whoa, that's weird. And do they ever make it all the way down to the town?
Oh yeah, like 3 times a week at least.
Oh,
That's why it's dangerous.
yeah, I can definitely see why.
I mean, you saw that we got like 1,000,000 guards on the north wall, right?
Yeah. I saw a lot more on the north wall than on the south.
That's why.
Oh, do they ever walk around to the south?
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you that's a good point. Glowy ones, not so smart in the brain.
Oh, okay.
Seems
So,
like they traded their thinking for more hitting.
mm, yeah, and I've known a few folks who are like that in my time.
Oh yeah, me too, man. I had this one guy. I think he was my cousin, and like he got big way faster than the rest of us, and but like he never got big brain, if you know what I mean. But he was like real big body, small brain, big body. Sometimes we even called him that. He didn't speak good, but if you put a club in his hand, and when I say club, I mean small tree trunk. He could pretty much fucking like knock shit down, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. No, I had to think about it for a little bit. Yeah, I could see. Hmm. All right. So have you like what happens to the fire corrupted when they're once they become fire corrupted? Do they get the glowy thing?
They get glowy, right? Yeah. You mean like here, like if I got fire corrupted or something?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like I get like glowy, right? And I wouldn't think good no more like I do now, obviously.
Right.
Um, then I'd like try and kill everybody.
Okay, so kind of they're ragey. They're very rage filled and just want to kind of destroy.
Yeah. I mean, especially
Okay.
like not fiery things like wood, trees. Oh, they hate that stuff.
Mm, I got you. So they don't like things that are like water that would be like water or earth.
Oh, I mean, they're like they don't really care about dirt, but it doesn't make them mad or nothing. But like
Right.
trees make them extra mad.
Okay. Okay. So, hmm. All right. Well, I mean that's seems pretty simple and pretty straightforward. Has anyone ever figured out how to like make someone not fire corrupted?
Um, I don't know. I don't think I've heard of anything like that. But like, if somebody did, it'd have to be those like nature people, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Have you seen a lot of them around?
They used to come around a lot, but I ain't seen them in a while.
How long is a while?
I don't know. I mean, like, couple moons at least.
So few months. So a few moons. Has it been a whole winter since then?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Huh. Interesting. Okay. I, I was hoping to talk to one of them too somewhere, but doesn't seem like they'll be around much.
Oh, they're
Uh,
I mean they're like home things, like on the other side of the grove. You could go over there.
yeah, I might have to go talk to him. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Oh, here's a little I take out one of the 999 ball bearings of star metal,
Uh-huh.
and I put it down. So that's a very special kind of metal
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
that that the blacksmith might be very interested in. Here, let me put a few more down on the
So
for
you give him
that
like
he might.
you give him a palm full of star metal ball bearings.
Yes.
All right. All right. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. You said the
Yeah.
black.
No.
You said the blacksmith might like them.
Yeah. You can tell them it fell from those fell from the sky, and I worked them into those into some equipment, and those are
Oh,
some of the leftover pieces.
fell from the sky. Cool.
Yeah. No, it's really cool. I like how the metal works.
I
But
bet.
anyway, well, thank you very much for all your help.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. No. No big deal.
I'll I need to go out and see some of my friends. So thank you very much for your
All right. See you around.
out the door.
Yeah, as you're walking out, you can see it. You hear him like calling over to his buddy. He's like, "Guys, look at this! One of those traveling dudes gave me this cool metal. He said it fell from the sky. I'm gonna call it sky metal. Man, that's so cool."
And I'll be relaying all this information back to the group when we.
So you guys meet up after your split activities. Maybe 10 minutes before you think that she like you can still see her out in the fields, but it looks like she's wrapping up. She's putting up her tools. Feel free to chit chat before she wanders over.
All right. What do we all learn?
Me being still kind of a young child, even though what happened to me in Ugla was pretty traumatic, I guess, to a degree. I still have a little essence of childlike left. Gosh, check this out! Check out this awesome lizard.
So he whips out of his bag this like solid, like big jar. It's got a full grown gecko in it, but it's glowing and it is fucking trying to murder his hand.
Where did you get that? What is it?
It is a corrupted lizard. I bought it for hefty, too low price actually, but
Don't let it bite you.
I don't plan to. And then I also got some of this firebomb. I don't know if it works.
Where did you get the lizard?
From a vendor. He had it.
He gave it to you?
I bought it.
You bought it?
Yeah,
For what?
so I could have it. What there's other uses for it.
Does
Like
it bring you
if we need
comfort?
to do what?
Does it bring you comfort?
Kinda. It's pretty awesome.
Does
But
it
also,
have-
we could learn things about the corruption if we need be from the lizard.
That's true. I've got it. I immediately cast Talk to Animals.
Okay.
does it have a glowing mark on
Does what have a glowing mark on it?
the lizard?
You mean like is it fire corrupted?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely fire corrupted.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go over here I'm gonna move over here for a moment.
Okay.
Oh, Rezik, can I see him for a moment?
Yeah, just don't let him out of the jar.
Okay, I promise.
don't
I'll take
let
the
him
jar.
bite you.
And I'm going to hold it up in front of me. What's your name, little guy?
Hold on, let me go look at the. Oh yes, Intelligence 1. Right. So as soon as you take it in your hands, it's trying to murder your hands, and when you get it up, like before he gave it to you, you could hear something like it was like yelling words, but it was too far away because it was through the glass barrier. So you say, "What's your name, little guy?" You can still hear you like put it pretty close to your face to hear him, and he's like, "Ah! I'm gonna burn you. You're gonna die. I hope you die. I'm gonna eat you."
Oh, can you understand me?
He just repeats that ad nauseum.
Yeah, I guess one intelligence is a lot to deal with. Well, I'm not sure if this is sinking in, but we mean you no harm, and we're going to help you cure your corruption someday. Continue screaming if you want your name to be Fred. Brezik, he says he wants his name to be Fred.
No. Why didn't I name him before this? Fred, it is.
Oh, wait. You had another name in mind? What was it?
Corrupty.
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 Yes.
That's an appropriate name. Let me check with him on that one. Fred, excuse me. Continue screaming if you actually want your name to be Corrupty.
He halts screaming completely.
My God. I'm sorry, Rezik. His name definitely wants to be Fred. We don't want to make him mad. He's clearly has an anger issue. We're gonna have to, work long and hard on our relationship so he doesn't want to eat us all the time.
Well,
Right, Fred?
I don't even know why he wants to eat us. He doesn't even have to eat at all, anyways.
Oh, you're right. Fred, why do you want to eat us?
He continues screaming.
Because he's in pain. We have to cure his corruption.
Okay. Well, I also bought this firebomb. Not sure if it works. We could test it.
Can we put it on Fred to cure him?
Well, I don't really want to let him out right now. I want to figure out a way to be able to contain that guy other than just a glass jar.
What does it do? I made an assumption. Does it cure burns?
So it's supposed to cure your blood after you get a wound from the corrupted. Is basically what the guy he could have just making this shit up and sold me something fake, but
cures your blood. I'm gonna peer into the thing real close. Does Fred have any cuts on him?
No.
Doesn't look like he has any wounds. We might have to find something different for him.
Yeah, maybe. Well, we'll see.
Oh, maybe. Oh, I was gonna say maybe the Tinders here know how to cure him. But I talked to the Altus priest over in the local temple. The Pan. What's the god? What the fuck's the pan-religious? A pan-religious building. You might even call it a pantheon of sorts.
Sure.
Yeah, I had like the beginnings of a joke there, and I just have no fucking clue where to take it. And he told me that the local Tinders hadn't been seen in a long time. Probably, get this, the last time he saw them was around exactly a year ago, when our craziness took place in our town. Also, had never heard of Banton, but he had heard of the imposter lead priest there, Tony, though.
What was the priest's name?
Banton?
No, the one that you spoke to.
You didn't ask him?
Brother.
Oh yeah, bro there.
Okay.
I'm writing it down now. I keep fucking that up.
I want.
Can you all imagine like having me with you at a party? This is how I am with actual names too, by the way. This is not a
You're like, oh Randy, I'd like you to meet my friend Monica Emily Willow. This must be her.
I'm Lily.
I do that.
Bro, you wrote it down.
I did. I wrote it down and immediately started calling it the wrong thing. I didn't even hesitate. I think writing it down gave me the confidence in the wrong answer. Is what it did. Not that I was actually going to read it.
It cemented Willow into your mind.
Right.
But okay.
I hope we meet a Willow later. Willow is like a very appropriate like woodland creature name, so maybe.
So something else I found out, since you have that information, if we face any corrupted along our way, whenever we get this shindig on the road,
I think the next
just throw water on them. That's what that other guy said, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that that's not true.
I mean, if they're on fire, that would put them out, right?
Yeah, but we
can test it on Fred. Maybe drill a little hole in the top.
I don't want to kill Fred. I don't want to. I don't want to
It
take a
would
risk on killing
release him
Fred.
from his suffering. Look
That's
how angry he is. He
that's
hates
fine.
you.
It's okay.
He said something about you not being his real dad, and then just kept yelling. I think once we talk to Lily, I think our number one has got to be hunting down the tinders of the scorched grove. Make that picture bigger.
All right.
Okay.
So you guys.
Lycus,
Okay.
did Lycus learn anything? Lycus, did you learn anything, good sir?
So yeah, the druids haven't been here for a while. Learned something about the fire corrupted and what are kind of some symptoms, including a glowing red mark, which makes people a little bit more rabid and want to destroy anything that will burn.
Like the ones on Fred?
Yeah, they actually they described it a lot like the same ones that are on they're on Fred there, and that's why I'm over here about 8 feet away from you. The but yeah, and apparently if they bite something else, they put a little bit of that fiery bit into the other person, and then they start showing symptoms and try to destroy trees and forests and other things that are going to burn down.
Like a
And
disease.
It's yeah, kind of. And apparently, there's large wild cats that are that have the mark, and that's the reason why there's so many guards on the north side of the wall, and why they check everyone before they come into town whether or not they're fire corrupt.
I can cure diseases. Do you think I can
But it's
cure
not.
Fred?
It's not. It's something else. It's something. Like fire and wind and water and earth are all kind of like controlled by spirits. So I don't think it's a disease like so much as it's like something else.
A disease of the soul.
It's corruption, is what it's called. So
That's
yes, that's probably closer to what it is.
Uglo starts nodding and just looking off in the distance.
Ah, yes.
So there's that. And there's not a whole lot else to say. I didn't really learn a lot about the town proper, but found out a few things about the rest of it. Oh, but they are trying to improve tourism here. So if we ever need to talk about that later, with anybody, that's something that might be a topic of interest for them.
We could sell them a show lizard.
That we could.
Why they don't want fire corrupted things here in town? Why is there a fire corrupted thing here in town? Why did you buy it?
You wouldn't have bought it if they offered it to you?
No.
Why not? It's awesome.
I mean, I think they should just lean into the whole fire corrupted theme. Like, this is the only place that has fire corrupted stuff. It could be like getting people to come from far and wide to see the amazing fire corrupted lizard that lives forever. Pretty cool.
Yep. He's 8 years old.
I'm still 8 feet away from you because
Lycus is now social distancing from the fire lizard.
yes. I'm keeping appropriate social distancing from those two and the fire. Whoever holds the fire.
I think it's probably back in Rezik's backpack at this point, right?
Yeah. Oh, most certainly.
So appropriate social distancing from wrestling.
Oh, Lycus, in your time crafting the blade you gave me. Did you have any opportunity to test out its properties and learn anything more
About the star metal?
right about this sword?
Oh, no.
Does it have a name?
Uh, well, I mean, I guess it kind of spoke to me and sang to me, but I couldn't
Wow.
understand what it was trying to say. So what maybe you can hear the call and you'll know what the name is as you hear it and listen to it. And maybe if it sings to you too, maybe it's something that you can hear yourself. And then
So I had a
and
talking
then you'll know what
torch.
the name is.
I had a talking torch, and now I have a talking sword?
Well,
This
singing
is
sword.
incredible. A singing sword? How do
Uh,
you make it sing?
you hit it with something.
Okay,
It's
okay,
something metal onto metal, and then it kind of sings. It makes a very nice.
okay, okay. So he's
I,
gonna take the
I
sword out.
mean,
He's
sometimes
gonna
it's
take
really
a.
nice when you're up for like 2 or 3 nights in a row, and you haven't had any sleep, and then you hit it, and it gives you a great lullaby.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just test it for now. I'll wait until I've been up a really long time to try it again. And
Okay.
he's gonna take out a piece of gold and just start clanging it on it and listening. Is there anything special about the noise it's making?
Roll perception.
Also, roll insight, please.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Roll insight. Ah,
Okay.
so you listen to the metal, and it rings. You know, it's got a particular kind of like nice like sound to it. Definitely different from like steel and iron, but it doesn't sing. And as you're listening to it, your brain's doing some backward processing, and you feel like Lycus may not have been telling the whole truth.
Huh. I mean, it sounds nice, a very peculiar metal, but is there more to that story than you're telling me, Lycus?
I I mean, I heard lots of things after I was up for many nights.
Like what? I can help you.
Enough that I had some help getting to sleep because uh, I was being a little bit annoying to a couple of the other folks in Meadowfen at that point because I was wandering around mumbling to myself and being generally disconcerted.
You were having visions?
Uh, I think it was more of a sickness, but yeah,
What did you see?
nothing, nothing I can remember.
Oh. Do you remember anything of the Song of the Blade?
You know, I know, but maybe if I write some things down, maybe I can come up with.
It's worth a shot. And let me know if there's anything you need to talk about. That sounds pretty crazy.
I appreciate that.
Oh, and thank you again for the sword.
Oh,
This is without a doubt the most priceless, personal, beautiful thing I've ever owned.
well, you're an outstanding uh, Strig who really, I mean, you give back so much. It's time that something came back to you. You know?
In fact, now that you mention it, this is the only thing I actually own. Thank you.
Hmm. Well, you're welcome.
Everything else is just borrowed. Although I guess you could consider the sword borrowed from Altus.
Hmm. Uh, he provides a lot for you.
All right.
Anyway, sorry. Okay. Well. Oh, right. Where's it? Okay, I need to stand 8 feet away.
During this awkward side conversation, Lily has finished her work and long gone into her hut, started on dinner.
let's
mean-
go and let's go
Oh,
onward.
for purposes of the game, is there anything I need to know about the sword, or am I just gonna find out?
Nah.
Hey,
Yep. It was. There's nothing really special about the sword that has been done to it, as far as I'm aware.
Right. I mean, it's the same thing I told you, James. And out of game, it does. It's essentially it has a similar stat line to adamantine, so it's very hard, very tough to break. Won't suffer from like acidic attacks like your standard steel would. But other than that, it seems normal.
that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
All right. So dinner time.
Could be
Just
useful
kind
for
of
fighting
making
fire
stuff
stuff.
up on the spot. I do apologize.
No worries. So you head
That was great.
to dinner. Looks like she is cooking up a large meal since there's going to be 3 new people. She fixes up a large, a huge salad, a lot of sides. It's all vegetables, of course, but given that she works the fields, they are all picked fresh, straight from her stores, so it is extra fresh, extra tasty. When you finally come in, I didn't. It looks like you were busy, so I didn't even want to interrupt.
Oh yeah, Lily, listen to this. And Ugla pulls out his gold piece and starts tapping on the. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, that's. I guess that's an interesting sound. I don't suppose I've heard a sound like that come from a sword.
Yeah, it's a special metal.
Is that sky metal I've been hearing about?
Yeah.
It is. That guy right there, #1 supplier.
Yeah, one of the guards from the south side of town. He's been going all over the place talking about his sky metal.
Do you want a little piece?
No, I don't work with metals anymore.
Okay.
Sit. Have some dinner.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. Dinner smells delicious.
Oh, I should hope so. This is all fresh from the garden.
Oh my god, your beets are beautiful.
Yeah, they are.
So voluptuous and purple. I've never seen beets so purple in my life.
You should see my
This looks
peaches.
He turns to blushing. Yes, maybe later in the season.
When they're ripe.
Of course.
He, oblivious to the exchange that just happened, Lycus sits down and he picks up his napkin and he tucks it into the back of his shirt so it's hanging out. This is what he remembers historically on how manners need to, on proper manners for dinner parties at this particular place. There's a story he heard once from a bard in a tavern.
Right, having never had to use proper manners himself, but he's heard stories
Yes.
about them. Something about multiple forks. You definitely don't put your elbows on the table. You're pretty sure you're supposed to sip your water with your pinky out.
All of these things going straight.
All right, so you sit down, you start on the meal. It is, in fact, delicious. It's extremely refreshing. So, I imagine you have questions. I got a note, I want to say, just at the end of winter, through a I guess, secret channel, which is probably why it takes so long, from Pontus, and he said he'd be sending you here. He also said that something's wrong with the circle of druids that tend the grove, and he was hoping that I knew something, but unfortunately I don't. But at least I could tell you how to get there if you wanted to check it out.
Supposedly y'all haven't heard from them in a year?
That's true. They haven't come through in quite a while. Normally we would see them every few months just to check in and trade supplies.
So, let me share you our side of the story real quick. And he's going to recount her. Can I just say he recounts her through the events of the story so far?
Roll intelligence.
Oh, I can do it. That's probably easier than me rolling a good intelligence roll.
Okay. I mean, if you're not willing to do it yourself, then rolling it would
That's
tell
fair.
me how much Ugla really remembered. But if you
Right, right.
otherwise you need
It
to do
was
it
more
yourself.
for like expediency of the game, or did you want me to?
I, those are your two
Um.
options.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So the big games ended last year, the slime games, and Pontus sent us off to restore the torch to its ceremonial resting spot until the games next year, which is something that had never happened before. And he gave the honor to me as the third place finisher in the slime barrel contest. Um, we got all the way down south to keep missing that to the Mockton Caverns marsh area by the between Mockton Caverns and the Mock. Went into a great mine shaft. Fuck, I need to get some water. I'll fuck, I'm the one to, and yeah, I'm choking on a beet. Hang on a second. My friends
Oh,
Lysick
beats.
So-
Lysick and Rezus will fill you in.
Yes,
Be right
Lysick and
back.
Rezus, please help us.
Do you want to
It does not matter to me.
go right ahead?
Okay. Oh man. So basically, we went into this mine shaft, and whenever Ugla placed the torch into its sacred ceremonial place, or what we perceived it to be, the time, he basically sent us a message and said that he's sorry for doing this to us and sending strangers to do this bidding, but it has to be done. He told us not to go back to winnowing reach for an entire year, and our guide, the weirdest thing, whenever like our guide left, like as we were going in there, and just when we got back, we actually went back to the where his town was. Nobody had heard of him, nothing. We go back to Meadowfen, see if anybody remembers who the winners were and stuff like that, and it's a completely different person. That I believe his name was Steven. And
Steven.
yeah, like he was supposed to be the winner, but the other guy, what was his name? Hold on. How could I get the name? Anyways, the winner, nobody had ever heard of his name, as well as nobody had heard of the mayor's name. When we went back to Winnowing Reach, the Altus Temple head priest was somebody completely different. Like nobody knows who Pontus is except for us four and you that we've seen. I don't know what kind of message Pontus left you, but we were hoping to get more information from you about it, if you knew what was going on, what more about why we've been sent here. Obviously, the next step is probably to go check out the tenders, but we're still in the dark on what's going on and why we're doing this. Does Ugla have anything to say now to add?
I just gotta. I hope I was just like dehydrated from all the pizza and then coffee and stuff. But yeah, my throat doesn't.
I mean the beets and the carrots.
Yeah. God, like I know. I'm sure it's probably nothing, but given the current climate, feeling an uncontrollable urge to cough is just like,
Oh, it's the worst.
huh?
I was
That's
out,
not good.
I was out walking the dog this morning, and I'm like phlegmy in the mornings. It's just the way I am. And I was walking the dog, and I had some phlegm in my throat, and I coughed, and somebody's walking their dog like across the street and 100 yards away. I coughed once, turned around, just instantly turned around, fucking left.
Yeah. Okay, I think I'm good now. I
Okay.
might have to grab some honey tea in a little bit, but I'll keep going for
Cool.
I just wanted. I don't know how much of that you heard, but
nothing. I was just coughing. Sorry.
okay. Well,
So he recounted most of the rest of it.
Okay, cool.
yeah.
She goes, interesting. Well, I already, I mean, sorry, but I already told you what little he had sent me in the message. He said you were coming, and he hoped I knew something about the tenders, which I don't, aside from that we haven't seen them. But I can tell you how to get there if you wanted to go.
Do you have any way to contact him?
Contact Pontus? I mean, I could send a messenger back to Windowing Reach.
He's not at
not
one
there.
much.
Oh, right, that was part of the story. I don't really have anything else, sorry.
No secret communication channel?
I mean, I have a little magic, but none of it was communicative.
If we could find a magic user who could send a message, since you have such a deep personal relationship with it, well, hell, I guess I have that. Maybe I should try.
Maybe.
Do you know of anyone in town who does messaging services
Let me see.
that can be trusted?
Let's see. That's the short one. Sending is the long one. Yep. So that's a third level spell. No, they don't have anybody in town like that. Sorry, I don't think anybody here in Ashbarrow has that strong of magic.
Any old friends that might?
Yeah, but not here. You'd have to go find him.
It might be worth the travel.
It might. Last I heard, he was in the avium.
That's pretty far.
It's all the way across the kingdom.
Yeah. I'm not sure we'll be headed that way at any point in the near future, but could you give us a name to go by if we happen to find ourselves there and need a friend?
Sure. Why don't I write it down? His name and description. I'll give it to you later.
Perfect. Thank you. I'll do the
What-
same for you. If you ever
what about
find
the-
yourself in Winnowing Reach, you'll always have a bed at the Temple of Altus, he says, knowing that anybody would always have a bed at the Temple of Altus.
I appreciate that. To be honest, I usually prefer to sleep out in the woods if I'm not at my own home.
Oh, me too. Unless I have something really early to do that I have to be nearby for. In fact, when I sleep in the woods, many times I feel more of myself than ever, just being able to connect to the earth, hear the trees sway in the wind, watch the bats fly by. It's pretty nice.
It's like, can I roll insight to see if she's telling us the whole truth?
Sure.
All right. My insight rolls, man, they're just
You're killing it
Ninja.
today. You think her talking about Ashbarrow and Pontus and the tenders seemed, like fully forthcoming. She seemed a little guarded when she started talking about her old friend in the avium.
okay. Well, maybe the reason why he sent us here to you is maybe we're to learn something. Maybe you have something to. I'm just trying to reason why Pontus would send us here, other than just to go see the tenders. There has to be something more to it than just that.
Does there? He suspected the tenders, and they're here. That seems like enough.
I thought
to
they
me.
weren't here. I thought they haven't been here for the last
Well,
year.
not here, but they're in the Scorched Grove is their home. They live on the north side.
If we wanted to sneak up on them and watch them, what do you think the best way would be?
Hmm. No, they make their circle just on the outer edge of the grove. There's plains surrounding all of that, so and you could get kind of close, but getting truly close and being watchful would be pretty tough.
You seem to be fairly well liked and connected around town. Do you know of anyone that might be willing to guide us for such a mission?
Hmm. There might be someone who's willing to take you to the area if you wanted to pass through the grove, which is very dangerous. Um, Otherwise, the safer route would just be going around the grove, and you don't really need a guide. You just follow the grove border.
Would there be anything to gain from going through the grove? I guess
You'd save a lot
it'd
of
be
time.
unexpected to pass that way. How dangerous would you say it is?
I mean, with the guide, not absolute death, but you would certainly be in danger.
All right.
Okay. Well, would. Mm,
So, let's say we came across something fire corrupted. What would be the best way to heal it and cure the corruption?
I guess it only depends on whether they were recently corrupted. Once
Maybe
something's been
8 years ago?
oh no, certainly not. Once something's been fully corrupted, which a process of days at most, it's gone.
well, what's. Is there any way to stop the corruption or prevent it?
Um, one of the merchants in town sells a balm that he says would help to like cure you of a recent corruption. I haven't
Have you
tried it
seen it?
myself.
Have you seen it work?
I haven't seen anyone using it.
Have you heard rumors of it working? I figured something like that would kind of spread through town, kind of like
We
the
don't
sky metal.
we don't lose anyone to corruption almost ever. The vast majority of our defenders are well practiced with a bow, and I would argue that the best idea about handling the fire corrupted is from a distance.
Would dumping water on them kill them?
The water rumor. It does something, but it doesn't kill them. Like I like they we don't do it anymore because it doesn't seem terribly effective. But I think it like slows them down.
Probably cleans them.
I think it's more about cooling than cleaning.
I mean, every time I've jumped in the water, I've come out cleaner.
Now you've jumped in a lot of clean water in your day.
Mm. Usually the village well. Don't tell anyone.
So, just well, I was gonna say, kind of going back to the whole Pontus thing. What's something that maybe in your past that could connect us to this, or is there anything? Not to be too prying, but I just can't fathom that he would just send us to somebody that would just point us to the tenders rather than just tell us to go to the tenders himself and the message that he had.
Well, maybe he was hoping that I could provide you with a guide, like like the one I might suggest. Or, I mean, back when Pontus and I and our friends were adventuring around, we did have a few run-ins with, bad people, but none of them were Scorched Grove tenders.
But was that resolved? Like, did you guys take care of the bad people, or I mean, maybe they held a grudge?
Many of them we defeated, yes, but I mean, living life, you sometimes your desires will escape you.
was there anybody in particular that maybe stands out if it's not too much information? If it's someone that was just the worst that
Oh, the worst one ever? Ah, Malachor, yes. Malachor the Mad. He was this old Corvum man who was eating people, and he would lure young men and women into his home with the promise of riches, and that he would trap them and consume their flesh. He died, though.
okay. Hmm. Well, I mean, I guess that's all the information we're going to get. If unless you can think of anything, and if you do think of anything after we leave, please write it down. Maybe
Have
send
you
it.
ever had any personal relationships with anyone in the tenders?
Sure, I've known several tenders over my years here.
And do you know of any of them that may still be involved in the organization?
Oh, I mean, once you're part of a circle of druids, you don't really leave.
So, if we showed up there and we offered to lend a hand or just wanted to check in on them or some other innocuous reason, is there anyone there that you think would give us our best shot at being trustworthy for our motives?
Hmm. I mean, I have several friends. None of them would what I call like high-ranking druids, though. You know, the ones that travel for trade aren't exactly high tiers of druidic orders. Um, the most friendly, I suppose, would have been Roland. You could tell him you know me. I don't mind.
Excellent. Just, we're going in there naked almost. It'd be just nice to know that maybe there's someone that, if they're up to all kinds of nasty shenanigans, is hopefully not in. What does Roland look like?
Um, well, he's a little odd, I guess you might say. He's a Luma, um, but he's not like white like most Luma. He's kind of a dirty brown color, and I was never quite sure if that's just because he never cleans himself or not. Um, and like he glows, like some Luma can, um, but only on his feet, so which you might not always see it.
Yeah, that's very odd. I've never heard of any of that. A dirty glower. Okay.
That's him, the dirty glower.
Get that dirty foot shine. Is his is his name Roland Shit by chance? I may have heard of him.
I don't know if he had a surname.
Hmm. I think they drop. Do they drop their surnames when they join the tenders?
I mean, there aren't terribly many people with surnames. I suppose it's not common in the wood.
That's fair. I guess most of them called me Redmayne just because it was a nickname.
Oh, I mean, my family had a surname, but it was an ancient given name from previous rulers. And he holds
Yes.
up his signet ring. It was a long time ago, though.
I suppose nobility do almost always have them.
Yeah. I don't think any von Beeksbrooks died in this town, though.
Probably not.
Well, if we need to shack up at an inn, can you point us towards a good one?
Hmm. I would advise that you sleep with under the stars.
Oh, that sounds great.
Perhaps somewhere
Guys.
on the south side of the city to be safe.
Okay, cool.
Though if you're comfortable with tight spaces, there's a lovely hedge family to the east who would gladly take you in.
I'm cool with sleeping under the stars. I get a bedroll if one of you guys needs it too.
All right, awesome. Let's well, I guess are you guys good here? We're done. I'm good here. I don't really have any further questions. Hopefully Pontus is fine. Hopefully you hear back from him or all is well. And hopefully you stay safe as well, Lily.
And if there's anything you need, you can write. You can write me at the forge in Meadowfen, and I'll get to the letter as soon as.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Oh,
Good night.
thank you for your hospitality. Dinner was wonderful.
Thank you for your
Hopefully we can bring you good tidings from Pontus when we find out what happened to him. He darkens.
Mm-hmm. All right. Y'all head to the south side of the city and find a comfortable patch of dirt.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Lay your heads down for slumber. Rezik, roll me a perception check. Your slumber, your peaceful, sleep, is interrupted in the middle of the night. You awaken, and your hunter instincts. You spring up, looking for what brought you out of your sleep, and you don't see anything. Everything seems fine. You hear a very quiet tink, 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 tink sound. It's just like repeated noise coming from nearby. You hunt around, and eventually, shit, it's that lizard. He's freaking out, and he's trying to eat you, and he's smashing himself into the glass. Just wham, 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 wham. He doesn't seem to be having any luck, but that's what woke you up.
Okay.
Um,
I was gonna say freaked out a little bit in my slumber. I'm gonna go ahead and set up an alarm in the area.
Okay.
And basically, as long everybody that will not set off the alarm that's in the party, and anybody else's will set it off, and I want it to be an audible
Loud alarm.
bell ringing.
Yep.
Yeah, I want it to be an actual alarm since we're sleeping anyways.
Okay. Maybe an hour before sunrise. Loud as fuck. That bell goes off. Everybody jumps up, shocked, surprised, reaching for their weapons. Nothing seems out of the ordinary. Nobody's out of place. Everything seems fine.
Oh no.
Though it is odd. Ugla's chilling right about where that line of the alarm ought to be. Seems like he built a fire. And he's just having a sit. Ugla, you startle awake next to a warm, cozy fire. Not sure why the hell there's a bell ringing. Seems like you nodded off in a sitting position.
That's strange. Did we build a fire before we went to sleep?
No.
5 more minutes.
And I go to check check on Fred.
Fred's fine. After he woke you up the first time, you like put him inside your bag where he wouldn't be able to see you. Seems he chilled out.
Okay.
The fire's like, what's the fire look like?
Fire.
I mean, it's
Campfire.
like a full-on campfire.
Yeah, full on campfire.
This was built recently. I don't remember. I could have sworn I fell asleep on the dirt over there. Did you see me fall asleep?
We were asleep whenever I woke up in the middle of the night.
True.
Was I sitting here?
No, you were laying down.
I mean, I do sleep sitting up often. When I'm in a deep meditation, I'll come in and out. But yeah, I've never done it on accident.
How
I mean-
heavy of a sleeper are you?
Pretty heavy sleeper. I wouldn't think heavy enough to build a fire. Like maybe a kind stranger came by and saw us out here and built us a fire to ward off any creature. I mean, Altus does send friendly travelers when you look for them.
Um,
Although-
so we look around and nobody's there.
Nobody's nearby.
It is a bit
Um,
strange that I would be able to sleep through somebody stacking wood, cracking flint and steel to light it, or casting some sort of incantation, and then sneaking away.
Yeah, and the alarm shouldn't have went off for anybody in our party, so it wasn't you that set it off.
Oh, you had. Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. That was your alarm. How does that spell work?
Basically, anybody that comes in and out of the area will trigger the alarm that I set up. I guess it could have been an animal, but the fire tells me otherwise. While I'm over there talking to him, I start looking around to try and see if I can see any tracks or
Good call. Let's look for tracks.
or just any like just anything that would stick out in the area. And I guess is that survival?
Yeah, I'm looking around for tracks. Holy shit.
Why did you roll with advantage?
16 and yeah, shit. I
Oh,
wish that
my
was the
bad.
first
I'm
number.
sorry.
Well,
I got a
let's-
19 though.
Could I give him guidance before he rolled?
No,
I
not after the fact.
fine.
So we got a 19
Doing
and a
it.
13. Both of you look around to the best of your abilities. You do find tracks, but they're ugly-sized.
Oh. Here's some tracks. They look like. And then he puts his foot down in it. These are mine. And he looks to where they're headed.
Well, do we want to see where you went? I guess since those are yours.
I mean, is it towards the city?
Nope.
I guess we should.
You follow the tracks. They looks like you wandered off into a nearby, like small bush area, gathered wood.
How did I light that fire, though? I understand the wood gathering, but I don't even.
If you strike star metal on some flint, it'll make a spark.
Oh, wow! I didn't even know that. I guess Sleepy Me's was really paying good attention to that singing sword. Maybe it sang to me and told
Its
me to
name
light
is
a fire.
Ylvis.
Ilvis?
Ylvis.
Oh,
Ilvis.
okay. Ilvis the singing sword. Very cool. I like it. Many evil creatures shall meet Ilvis.
Okay.
Okay. So, in my sleep, I wandered off here, picked up sticks, took them back to our area, smacked my sword on some rocks, started a fire, and neither of y'all woke up?
No.
Wow.
Why would I?
Damn. Really? Me trudging around, throwing sticks and smacking. Like, it's a loud noise, man. A lot of cling clangs.
Yeah, but the real question is what set off the freaking alarm?
Oh. Oh. Oh, no. Yeah. Oops.
Well, no,
Uh,
I set it to where you wouldn't set it off. So even if you did that, it still shouldn't have set the alarm off. Plus, the fire was already going before the alarm even went off. And
I guess in that case, I'm kind of, well, I don't know. We probably would have been stealthy if there wasn't a fire gun. Maybe we wouldn't even needed it. Oh, this is strange. It's probably only an hour or two before daybreak, though. I'm gonna, I guess, finish up our sleep.
all
Do
right,
either of y'all feel well rested?
Yeah, y'all seem fine.
Well, I'm gonna scour the area. I'm gonna look and see if I can find anything else in the area other than.
I've got an idea. I've got an idea. He quickly kicks the fire apart or tries to put the fire out with dirt and such.
Okay.
He says, I'm going to go back to sleep for an hour. You guys watch me. See if I just get up and start making a fire. Maybe have some breakfast, hang out a bit. Sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Mm,
Ah.
I want to sleep.
You can sleep too.
Okay.
Rezik, you want to watch?
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on you while I'm scouting around. The alarm area isn't that big.
Cool. Yeah. That's weird. All right. See you all in an hour. I'll lay back down and start snoozing.
Okay. Um, nothing happens. You get a little more rest.
I don't find anything, I guess, or
Nothing out of the ordinary.
okay.
All right. Let's get at 'em. We got a full day of Tinder hunting to get to.
All right.
I
How
guess-
y'all feeling?
Other than waking up once in the night, feeling pretty good.
Wait, you woke up once in the night?
Yeah. When both of you were up and we were talking about, or was that just now?
That was
It's
an hour
recently.
ago.
That was just an hour ago. Okay, I'm going back to sleep.
The sun has risen. Come on.
Fine.
Well, are you tired still?
Not really.
I mean, you can sleep.
I,
I'll
like,
go.
I just like my beauty sleep. You know, it does wonders for my fur.
I can scavenge us some food while you sleep another hour if you'd like.
Fine, I'll get up. I'll get up.
Okay. So, we want to. Anything we need to pick up in town before we go, or do we want to get.
We could either pick up some food or we could scavenge here and then head out.
Oh, we have
get that guide.
rations and such. We'll be all right.
Well, are we gonna go through?
No, I was thinking going around. She said it was deadly dangerous even with a guide. Seems like
Okay.
a strange risk to take.
Yeah, let's go around then.
I mean, if there was something special we were looking for within the Scorched Grove, I could understand, or some benefit to it other than expediency, but, it doesn't really feel like we have a pressing for time to need to rush through it.
Yeah, she wasn't super helpful as far as information on why we need to go check out these tenders. Like, obviously, corruption in the tenders is bad, but it doesn't still a mystery as far as what's going on. So I agree with Dougal on this one. I don't think that time is of the essence currently.
I'm very interested that Pontus sent us to her, but gave her almost no information, and she didn't know what to do or any sort of hints or anything about proceeding. In fact, she knew way less than we did. I wonder why we even talked to her. You know, as much as I'd like to see Pontus again, when I do, I might be angry.
We'll see. We'll see how all this goes down. Thus far, I agree. Seems like it was no help, but we can always go back and ask her about it. It seems like for us meeting her at her home for no information whatsoever just seems kind of I don't know.
Yeah.
I
And when I
mean,
mentioned the singing torch, she had no clue. You know, I don't think Pontus told her anything.
Pontus probably just told her to send people that was sent her way up to the Druid Grove because, well, maybe he suspected somebody in his ranks was a spy or somebody he didn't know who he could trust or couldn't trust.
That's fair.
That's a good idea.
Politics is a dirty business.
Well, I mean, not everybody tells everybody else everything. They tell them what they need to know, and as for people who are friends, you tell them what they need to know about you so that y'all can be friends.
So
Right.
maybe if Pontus didn't trust her, then maybe unless they already know, then we really shouldn't give them more information than need be.
Or
Oh,
if he didn't
man.
know if he didn't know who he could not trust out of the people he was talking to, then telling other people as limited amount of stuff as possible would be good for him to figure things out so that he could get things moving without risking too much.
What if he sent us to her to find an example of the kind of person not to trust?
I think you're overthinking this. I'm probably overthinking this.
What if she's a slime?
I'm gonna keep walking, and I'm keeping 8 feet from me and the lizard.
Let's go.
We're gonna get to like the end of this plot line. Fucking everybody will have been a slime. Like
Oh, man.
every NPC, every monster, the trees, the ground, slimes.
Even Lycus.
Lycus, a slime.
Oh my god, this whole thing was the slime had seeped into the barrel,
Right.
and Ugla's drowning in it, and this is his slime-based hallucination.
This is hypoxia as you
This
suffocate.
is the last 15 seconds of his life.
Yep.
Yes, the slime seeping into his brain, fucking with him. If only he had known to slice through something and check it out.
If only.
If only. Okay, so well, do you guys want to grab food or y'all want to just head out?
I feel like we will just be sated and good to go on our own and not have to worry about it.
All right. So you begin your trek around.
Much like every morning.
Much like every morning, yes. You begin your trek around the Scorched Grove. For the initial little like peninsula there on the map, it's largely uninteresting. Everywhere that the Scorched Grove is marked is just like straight up dead land. Nothing grows there. The trees seem permanently dead, and some of them are probably petrified. The ash itself that still covers most of the ground does seem somewhat loose, and that's probably what blows into ash barrow to make those fertile fields. It's not until maybe noon on the second day where you're somewhere around here where you start to see like a change in the landscape. You've got the Blade Hills on your left, far off, a day's ride out of, and the Grove just on your right. Some 50, 100 feet, whatever gap you guys would put between you. And I need perception checks from the trio. As is tradition, without Genra. Yes.
Yes.
Yep. As
Wait,
is.
I had the what?
Yep. As is tradition, without Pepper here. Okay. Nobody sees anything. Oh Jesus. So you're looking out over the scorched grove, and you do like it's high sun just after lunchtime, and you've just packed up all your gear after your meal, and you're headed out on the walk again, and there, out on the side or out within the grove, it looks like there are figures. Looks like there are things maybe walking, maybe just kind of floating, kind of similar to the mirage-like figures you saw when you were passing near the swamplands. Too far to really make out any major details, but close enough to distinguish like several figures within the trees and the ash. You continue to travel. You make your way forward. Surely nothing's going to go wrong. I'm sure it's all fine. Nothing's going to happen.
Oh, Rezik, as we start to inch up on potential tinder hiding spots and, different sort of encampments they might have built, let's keep our eyes peeled for anything out of the ordinary. Try and get the drop off.
All right, definitely. We can definitely.
Maybe some not naturally occurring patterns in the landscape.
Yes. That. Rezik, you look around for unnatural patterns.
Would this wait? So if I'm trying to identify any sort of tinder structures or things that have been touched by humans, would that be survival, nature, or either? I mean, I guess
Probably,
it's
yeah,
human
probably
touch,
either.
so survival. Okay.
Yeah,
So
'cause
I'm gonna roll that to try and keep an eye out for anything strange or out of the ordinary.
okay.
Because I really don't want to get noticed by the tenders before we notice them, even though it's probably inevitable.
Okay.
Oh shit!
Nice. At your current point, still more than a day from the circle, nothing really looks unnatural here, aside from the Scorched Grove itself, which is largely unnatural.
Right.
You spot, several things that might have been, but if it was probably like long ago.
He's looking for any sort of cache that they might have left, or any sort of spying positions or anything strange.
Nothing so far.
Okay. I'm not gonna do anything. I guess. I don't say reason to look around. Yeah, I was gonna say I guess we should continue to travel.
Yeah, keep our eyes peeled.
Okay. The next night approaches. You bed down once more for another night in the camp. Who, let's see, I'll be nice to you since none of you've ever said so, but who's taking watch?
Yeah, we definitely want to take a watch tonight. We don't know if we're in a friendly area, and I might get up and do crazy shit if we don't watch.
Yeah, I agree. I'll take the first watch.
All right.
I would say I could just set up an alarm, but seeing as how you guys reacted, y'all barely even woke up, so I'm not going to trust that one.
I mean, at least it
I
would
would
wake
do it
you.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd just do it again for yourself.
Oh, yeah. Actually, we definitely have to keep an eye on me, because if I were to build a fire, it would 100% give away our position to anything nearby.
Yep. So.
All right, I'll take. You said you're going to take first watch?
Yeah, I'll take the first watch.
I'll take second.
All right. Who's on third?
Where on third? Where's on third? Yeah.
My question is Lycus taking a watch?
Yes, Lycus is taking the third watch.
Okay. So, given that there are only 3 of you and there are 4 watches in a night, you will have to suffer a lack of the 4th watch.
Could we just sleep extra
You could.
and travel less?
Someone could take a 2nd watch, and you guys could sleep longer, basically.
I'll take a second watch.
Okay.
Okay.
So Resic takes first and last watch.
Yeah.
All right.
Or, I mean, we can, if we sleep 9 hours total and travel the rest, that means that everybody gets a 3-hour watch and 6 hours.
True. You could have we do longer watches. Let's do it that way. Less rolling for me.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Okay. All of you roll perception. Nope.
Is it? Which do we all have dark vision?
No,
Do you?
I do.
I think
I
so.
don't.
You don't? Raptors don't have a dark vision?
Not. It wasn't in the.
Huh.
It could just be an owl thing, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that just surprises me.
Yeah, I
it
thought a hawk
surprised me
would
as
too,
well. I
but-
figured it would, but I didn't see
I
it.
don't
in
know.
the
Hawks
character.
are out during the day.
They are.
You would think they'd have it, but
Yeah, they don't have, they just have regular,
I didn't mean to click that.
Well, it's a good thing you rolled a 1 anyway. Resic.
A 4 and a 5. Here we
Yeah.
go. No pressure on this.
I believe in you.
A 4.
Oh, where's Genra? You guys are
Wow,
never going to
no
see
joke.
anything.
Yeah, we're just gonna
Okay,
get killed.
I can
It's
say
gonna
it.
sneak up on us.
Yeah, Lycus and Ugla definitely have it. All right, let's see who the unlucky soul is. Looks like
hi.
was it? No, you were last.
I was
watch,
second.
right?
Or
Yeah,
I was last watch.
yeah.
That's
So
like-
it's Ugla. Ugla, you're in the middle of your watch. You're tired, but you're sticking it out. You've got a fire going, but you built this one on purpose, and it's like small, smokeless. Just for warmth, basically. You've got like hot coals rather than fire.
Okay.
The night is quiet. Maybe even too quiet. And you start to get a little spooked. A few minutes of being spooked go by, and you've convinced yourself there's something in the darkness. What do you do?
Which direction?
You're not sure. Not that
Just somewhere beyond the camp?
somewhere outside of the camp, beyond your 60 foot. Like if you do your owl head turns, you don't see anything, but you know it's out there.
All right. I'm going to extend my 2 wings, just way on out there, and just lightly tap on Resic and Lycus, and attempt to rouse them gently. And with, I think there's something out there in the darkness.
Okay. Do the two of
Can
you?
y'all wait?
I imagine Resic wakes up, but Lycus, how do you feel about waking up outside of your watch time?
Pretty damn good about it.
Nice. All right, you. So he gently awakens both of you, and you stand up and peer out into the darkness. Resic, you can't see literally anything.
Wake me up.
It's dark as fuck. But Lycus, you look out there with your dark vision, and you don't see anything. Nothing really seems to stand out against the dark and the very little light you're getting from the moon. A few minutes pass, and maybe Ugla was jumping at shadows. But there it is again, Ugla. Out there. Right out there, just at the edge of your dark vision. You think that's the direction that the grove is. You think it's over there in the burnt trees.
I just can't shake this feeling that there's something coming from the grove for us. Maybe we should move further west before we go back to sleep, or check it out.
I mean, if we want to move, if it's a predator and they know we're here, they may move with us, but I guess we could try to just move away. and hope it doesn't follow.
Everyone make one more disadvantaged perception check. Oh, the first time
Hey, a 12.
the first time we got some decent rolls. All right. Maybe I'll actually have to roll my stealth this time. I didn't need to bother with the last round.
Yeah, with a even on a 1, they would succeed on that last set.
All right.
Let's see you beat a 3. Oh, Jesus.
So
No.
Plus
that's
18?
no, that's
What?
that's advantage.
2 different
Oh,
rolls.
okay.
Yeah. But it's still 18 on the die.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you moving? Are you staying? What's the plan?
I think you're right. If there is something hunting us, then it would see us move and continue to track.
Yeah, but if we make it more inconvenient, it may not follow after.
I mean,
I don't want to. My fur is going to look like shit in the morning, but I don't want to get eaten either. So let's go ahead and move.
So you
We don't want to
Okay.
just investigate it, guys. I mean, we're already up. Might as well.
I'm kind of afraid it'll follow us. Let's go take a peek.
I was gonna say, I think the easiest way to put this feeling at rest is to go see what it is, even though I can't see Jack.
Yeah, there's something over there.
Ugla, let me put something on your shoulder real quick. And he pulls out what looks like a little metal dome and sets it on your shoulder, and it just holds onto your shoulder. All right, I think that's good.
What is it?
It's a little battery thing that helps me if it's something we have to go deal with, if it's something we have to that's gonna try to attack us. Well, it'll make it much harder for it to attack us or eat us. Let me just put it that way.
Cool. Okay.
I don't fully understand it. It's like I just put a bunch of
I trust you.
I put a bunch of magic into it, and it does.
So you guys start to pack up camp. Now, important points of order here. It was the middle of the night. Most of you have been sleeping. None of you are wearing armor.
I mean, I would definitely armor up and put my stuff on before I'd walk over
Before
there.
you leave, certainly. But I'm just
But
saying,
right
like,
now,
at this
we're getting
moment,
dressed.
as you begin to pack camp and kick out the coals of the fire, none of you are armored.
Right.
And so why are we? Well, so my question: why are we packing camp to move if we're just going to investigate it?
Oh, right. You guys were going to investigate and come back.
Right,
So
but we still have to put our armor on. So we're getting dressed.
So you're getting dressed thinking that you might be in combat.
Right.
Let's see. It's definitely not Ugla. He looks too burly. Let's see which one between the other two of you looks the weakest. Okay. Far too late. You failed far too many perception checks, and you're looking in the wrong direction. From the west, at the last possible moment, you hear the stirring of the grasses as an enormous cat-like beast with horns on its forehead leaps from cover of darkness and pounces directly onto Rezik.
And I'm paper.
Let's see.
Your dexterity will probably save you if we're. Do we have our armor on?
Not yet.
No.
Okay, then you're probably better off than I am with your
So
dexterity.
it's initiative time?
Not yet. I'm a
It's
surprise
surprise
rounding.
round.
So Rezik, your AC is 12 at the moment, 10 plus Dex. My attacks are okay. The cat-like creature pounces at you, lands. Does it have a trip? I think it does. Yeah. Pounces almost like directly on top of you. It's clawing and biting at you. It misses with the first claw as you instinctually dodge out of surprise, but the next two, the claw and the bite, sink deeply into your back as it surprises you. You take 18 points of damage.
I'm dead.
You're unconscious. So yeah, just a like like loud growl, a kind of a hissing roar as it leaps out of the grasses, lands on Rezik's back, and immediately lays open the back of his neck, and he passes out instantly. Initiative time.
Well, damn.
I'm guessing I don't roll.
No, you do. You might bleed out. You might bleed to death.
Yeah, you're gonna roll initiative to see when you roll your death rolls.
Okay.
Did my initiative go through?
It did.
Oh, it's because I didn't pick my token because there ain't one. I get it. Oh, by point 12.
All right. Looks like Rezik's first. I need you to click the word death save right around. It should be in the center of your sheet.
Yeah, that's it.
Unfortunate. Your wounds are deep and you continue to bleed. You are one failure towards dying.
We're all very close to each other, right? Like we're
You
not
are.
gonna map
Yeah,
it 'cause
you're
we're
all.
just
Yeah,
standing
yeah,
around
not,
each
yeah.
other.
You guys are all within 10 feet of each other. All right. Ugla, you turn around in shock and surprise, first at the that hissing roar, and then at the agonized cry, and then subsequent ragdolling to the ground. And there, standing before you, is a huge cat beast, bigger than you, and you're a big guy. And it looks to have taken a sizable chunk out of your friend's back and neck, and he is unconscious and bleeding on the ground. More importantly, this huge cat creature looks to have a fan of glowing veins around the neck and shoulder area.
Oh, he's gonna need some of that balm. All right, I'm going to walk up to it, say, "Get off of him, foul beast!" Touch my hand to his body and just say, "Rezik, get up!" and give him 15 points of lay on hands heal.
Is there a minimum or a maximum on lay on hands?
He can put 1 point, or he can spend up to 15 points in any amount he.
Gotcha.
Right.
And it's 5
just-
times.
Oh, right, right. And the 5
Because it
point
tore
thing.
the shit out of him.
The 5 point thing is the special effects.
Yeah. That's for healing, like what is it, like
Diseases and whatnot.
diseases.
Yeah. Okay. So you pump your full lay on hands into him, heal him for 15. The wounds all over his back and neck magically stitch over very rapidly, and he looks mostly fine. He's still got some cuts that are bleeding, but nothing bad. All right. Those are your 2 deals, I believe. It's an action, right? Yeah. Do you have a bonus action?
Do I have anything I can do as a bonus action?
Did you take a smite spell?
Oh, yes.
Then you
But
could cast
I can
your
ready
smite.
that for next turn, I guess.
Yeah, you could cast it now, and you'd be concentrating on it. So if I smacked you, you'd have to check.
Do what check?
You'd have to do a concentration check if I hit you. Or you could cast it next turn and save yourself that trouble.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of like anything I could possibly do as a bonus.
Nothing that's a good idea.
All right. Okay. Ellen.
Okay. Me by a sly .12.
I've got my shield and sword in hand also.
Okay. So you got your sword and shield, but no armor.
Right. So you're just a +2 on the
So you're-
whatever
so
my
you're
natural
12?
armor is.
Unless you have a negative dex.
No, it's 1, so
Okay,
13.
So, yeah, 13. There you go.
Lucky number.
There you go. Okay. You step forward. You say that. You heal your friend. The creature looks up, sees its next prey. Make a wisdom check, Ugla.
That's not a save. That's just wisdom. Right?
Check, right? Yeah. Click actual wisdom. All right. It's inhuman eyes glowing in the moonlight. look awfully savage, and it lunges forward to attack. Oh,
Holy shit.
well, that's gonna be bad.
It's gonna be so bad.
At least it's not. At least I didn't crit on the bite. There's that.
Ugh.
Where's my? Oh, there he is. Okay. $37 points.
Ha! We're level 3, sir.
Oh,
Okay.
oh wait. Oh,
That- is
30,
that-
33 points.
Okay.
I added
That's-
one too many fours.
Perfect.
Massive damage rules? Question mark?
No.
Okay.
Are you still
So
standing?
I'm dead.
Aha! Also unconscious. Good, good.
Yeah. At least I got somebody up.
You did.
I hope you took healing touch.
Ha
Shit.
ha.
I don't think either of them have healing.
Oh god.
Not quite.
Yeah.
I have healing.
Oh, damn. Okay. Last up, Lycus. Once again, looking overwhelmingly powerful. This creature tore into your very beefy friend Ugla and just ripped straight across his neck and chest, and he also went down.
All right, I raise my shield as part of my movement.
Hmm.
I approach Ugla, tool in hand, and bap him once for cure.
Okay.
So 4 healing.
All right.
Sweet.
You are no longer dying, Ugla. You're on the ground, wounds barely healed over.
And then the little drone, the artillery piece on Ugla's shoulder
Mhm.
is going to hit its protector.
Okay.
So everyone here within 5 or 1 second. Everyone within 10 feet. Every creature of my choice within 10 feet gets temp hit points equal to a D8 plus int mod.
Nice.
Nice. Very nice.
So three temp HP for everybody.
Cool. All right. Is that it?
Man, that was a lot of bad rolls. That was a
was.
1 and a 2 on a D8.
Yep.
All right.
Make me that same wisdom check, Lycus. Better. The creature, just swapping targets as it keeps downing everyone, turns its glowing eyes towards you. But you don't see that savagery that Ugla did. You see them focus, and you see that glint of intelligence, that hint of proactive thought as the eyes focus upon their next victim. Resik, you are on the ground, feeling mostly better. What are you doing?
I'm right off the bat. For my bonus action, I'm gonna mark them with Hunter.
Hunter's mark. Okay.
Yep, I verbally say it. Mark the creature.
Mhm.
Question: what kind of is this considered a beast or?
It is probably a beast. Why?
That is my favorite enemy.
Ah.
And so I grab my bow and take a shot. I'm trying to.
Might want to run 30 feet away first.
I guess I can't. Well, I don't. I'm not sure how the combat works.
Oh wait,
so
no,
I'd-
you're right. That provoking up. Well, did he move over to? He moved away. Right?
Given his size, he
It's
doesn't
all
have
within
to.
feet.
Remember, you were
Oh,
all 10
God.
feet apart, and as a large creature, he's 10 feet long.
Yeah.
So he just takes a small step and bat the shit out of you, too.
Right. So nobody's moving without an opportunity
Not
attack.
really. So Rezik, your options here are you can try to tumble away without getting hit, which is an acrobatics check, but is like safer, but it eats up your action. Um, Alternatively, you can stand, grab your bow, and just try and shoot him point blank and hope to do damage.
Withdraw is the
Oh,
action.
right. Well, no,
It no longer requires acrobatic.
nah. I'm talking about tumble through a square.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Withdraw is the one that gets you a free square, and then you run afterwards if you're available to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm actually just gonna try and hit him.
Okay. Pull out your bow, or are you using your blades?
I wanna use my bow.
Okay.
Uh, okay. So I guess I roll the bow.
Yep. Roll the bow attack. Oh no. You guys,
Would I be rolling advantage or no?
definitely not. So,
Okay.
you fumble and fumbling with attacks usually has worse consequences than the rest of your skills. Let's see if you don't kill Ugla. Roll me a D100. Not too bad. Ugla, roll me that same D100.
Oh no. Don't.
Ugla. Lucky you. His arrow.
It knocks off my extra toenail.
Yes, that's what it does. The arrow just skims along through the fur of the creature, finding you on the other side, unfortunately. But it glances off your shield and only scratches a cheek.
Oh, watch your shots.
Oh man,
You lose a temp HP.
you do lose one temp
Yep.
HP. Okay, this is going to continue to be rough. Ugla. You are on the ground, but awake.
It's my turn.
It is.
Oh my god. So to stand up is a full action, right?
Half your movement.
Oh, that's all?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna definitely stand up.
Okay, you stand.
And I'm pissed. I mean, logic would be try and heal myself, I guess.
I mean, could you even heal yourself enough to be helpful?
Yeah, but yeah. And he's also enraged at this beast goring his friend and then taking him out. So he's just gonna yell, "Damn you, beast!" and raise his sword into the sky, call on all the power of Altus within him, and hit him with a big old wrathful smite,
All right, so you're gonna cast Wrathful Smite. Bam.
and then swing that sword.
Nice. A very empowered strike indeed. Go ahead and roll your additional Wrathful Smite damage.
A big old one.
It's something.
Yeah.
I must make a Wisdom save or be frightened.
That's a good condition.
Indeed.
This would be so nice to get those 2 attacks of opportunity. 3?
Not quite how frightened works.
It has to run though, right? No, it just can't
It
move
can't
towards
get
me.
closer.
Fuck.
And it gets disadvantage while you're around.
Right. Okay. It makes a Wisdom save. Unfortunately, 15
Fuck.
is higher than 12.
Yep.
Okay, so it's not afraid, but you did damage, and in fact, you feel good about that. It's you cut pretty deep. The two of you who are in front. So Rezik and Lycus and Ugla. Those of you who are still kind of in the front-facing side of the creature, Rezik, you're behind it because it had to step over you to get to them. You see, like, you cut deep, and his turn comes up, and you see that savagery Ugla and that intelligence Lycus kind of focus, and then the eyes go wide with shock. The face kind of slackens, maybe it gets confused. And then the three of you, Bows can't take AOs, but the two of you can take an opportunity attack as it turns to flee.
Oh, absolutely.
Lycus, do you have a melee weapon that you're swinging?
I mean, I'm basically taking an unarmed attack. Is the
Oh,
thing.
you probably have claws, don't you?
Oh, that's true. Yes, I
Yeah.
do.
So you have a
I had forgot. I have a bite.
yeah. You're technically always armed. Nice, and you hit too. I think. Yeah, you hit. Yeah, you
Corgi chomp.
the both of you take a good slice and a chunk as it flees into the night.
Do I get a chance to try to shoot at it as it leaves?
It probably, let's see what its move speed is.
Because I have about 120 range on my
Right, but your dark vision's only 60.
True.
And no, it's double moving, so it's gonna be at least 80 by the end of its turn.
Okay. If it sounds like it's gone, like it's just gonna be like, well, okay.
Oh, actually, it can even dash as a bonus. Never mind, it's 120 feet away.
Oh, okay, it's gone.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't take a thunderous smite. I told everybody where we were.
Yeah, I've been loud as fuck. Okay. Combat ends. Ugla is still in really bad shape. Rezik looks mostly fine. You're just at the edge of your camp. You got into and out of combat in all of 12 seconds, and now you're just heart-pumping adrenaline and terror, given that two of you went down so quickly.
Well, I'm glad we didn't go through the Scorched Grove.
Yeah, I think that would be worse. Here, rub this on your wounds because that dude is corrupted. Hopefully it works. If it
I'm glad
does,
you bought
cool. If not, I'm gonna do it to myself. So I guess it's gonna be two uses that we get out of it, and then we have one left.
Yep, you can each spend one of your uses of Fire Balm and rub it into the wounds, hoping that it assists you with the corruption if you are in fact infected.
Definitely.
True to form, 1 minute later, I need the both of you to make a Constitution save with advantage. Okay. About a minute later, the wounds, even in the limited, so presumably your post combat was probably stoke the fire a little bit to give you some light, treat your wounds, clean the blood, do post combat things, and then that 1 minute limit hits, and your wounds suddenly flare with pain, and in fact, Lycus, who has the benefit of being able to look at them rather than just being in pain, they flare with pain and color. They are visibly very lightly glowing around all of the wounds. And you guys, you cry out, or maybe you try and stifle the cry, but it's it feels like it feels like burning. They kind of don't fall to the ground, but slowly lower themselves to the ground, like you do when you're suddenly in a lot of pain and you just kind of want a fetal position for a while. So that you stumble to the ground and fetal position around yourself. And It takes a few minutes, but it passes. The glow subsides, and you feel okay, aside from the remnant, lingering pain.
The brink of death.
You get the feeling you've shaken it. You feel okay.
Guys, I'm gonna need to sleep this one off. I feel terrible.
We need to move camp first, and then we can go, and then we sleep it off. Yes,
I mean, that thing came from the west, unfortunately. I don't know if there's anywhere safe.
probably not.
Rezik, it occurs to you that you were lulled into a sense of security, that you haven't traveled the open plains outside of the roads in quite a while. But there was once a time when you traveled alone in your merchant job, and you did make these forays to save time, where you would cut out off the roads, through the woods, over the fields. You should probably disguise your camp.
Yeah, let's do that. I guess whenever we want. Okay, so whenever we get to where we go, I want to disguise our camp.
So you pick up and move camp, not terribly far because you don't really have anywhere better to go, but away from here just to feel better about it. You move.
Not have to look at our blood on the ground.
You move half an hour north, towards your destination. Rezik, make a survival check. If anyone has a survival score of +2 or higher, it will allow you to assist him and grant him advantage.
Another net. Oh, fuck.
Well, does anyone have a +2 survival or not?
I was just gonna cast guidance.
No. Okay. So you don't. Ugla, I assume you don't either.
+2 to
No.
survival?
Right. You,
+3?
No, he does. Do you? Oh wait, you rolled survival. I said Rezik rolled survival.
Yeah, I was rolling to assist.
You don't roll to assist. You say I'm helping.
I'm helping.
And that grants him advantage.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool. So he gets to roll again.
So you've done that.
Okay.
Yeah, you get to roll again if you want.
Okay.
Okay, 16 this time. All right, yeah. 16 is great. You like there's not a whole lot of material around. You're not in the woods or anything like that, but you
Ugly can find sticks in his sleep.
obviously you don't make a fire. You guys sleep close together, and you gather a lot of excess plains grasses to kind of make yourself look more like lumps in the grass rather than people on top of grass. You feel reasonably well hidden and eventually fall into a shaky slumber. Both Ugla and Rezik have unpleasant dreams of fiery figures and angry cats. But otherwise, the rest of the night passes uninhibited.
Do I feel nice and healthy when I wake up, or any
do.
lingering effects?
A full rest is had, and everyone feels fine.
Do I feel my temporary hit points drop off?
Yeah, they fell off ages ago.
They protected my toenail for that fight, though.
They did. Okay. You awaken in the morning.
Rezik, I am so glad you bought that balm. It's the first thing he says when he wakes up.
You're not the only one. Maybe if we head back that way, I want to pick up a little bit of more. Probably it was quite expensive, but I
Maybe
think
we
it's well
can
worth it. We definitely
Trade the lizard for some more.
Well, that's the guy I got the lizard from.
Trade it back to him.
Oh, did you have to take it in order to be able to buy the balm?
Sure.
Yeah.
They get you with that stuff. Yeah, I'll sell you some balm. Just hold my lizard first, they say.
Right. The old hold the lizard, get the balm.
Every time.
Okay. Strict.
So you wake up. You got another maybe day and a half to where Lily marked on your map
Right,
that the grove is supposed to be.
Is my earlier roll for looking for any signs of the tenders or any human stuff still on? It was a 20.
Let's say, sure. You the further north you continue, the closer you get to that marker, you do eventually start to see small signs. Nothing major. It doesn't look like there's a lot of people who pass this way. And actually, most of the signs you see are inside of the Scorched Grove. You spot what look like failed attempts at rekindling growth within the soil. You see like transplanted saplings that have since died. Maybe like markers tied to or carved into those ashen tree trunks, denoting something, but not in a like a language or a symbolism that you understand.
Well, looks like their job is very difficult. He goes from being like super suspicious about these guys to like, damn, maybe they all just got killed off or gave up after what we faced last night.
That thing was smart though. It knew it wanted to bite one, bite two, and then it was going to bite me. Like it was thinking it through. It wasn't, just most animals most big cats would. Let me roll.
Run away with
let
their
me roll
life.
nature real
There you
quick.
go.
real
Why
quick.
don't you roll a nature to know what big cats do? Yes, most big cats would have taken one down and dragged it away.
And then just run away with the prey.
Yeah. Good thing you didn't.
Yeah,
Is that good?
Wait.
is that nature check enough for me to know whether or not it would if know something about Drew?
I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Roll Arcana.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. Roll History. That's a little better. It occurs to you that there are powerful druidic magics that allow a wielder to shapeshift.
What if that cat was a druid?
Rezek and Dougla, you have no fucking clue that druids could shapeshift. You're like, that doesn't, not a thing for you.
You mean that cat joined the Tinders?
It was a tinder, and then it became a cat.
What do you mean? How?
The Tinders become cats? Is that the secret? Is that where they all went?
Well, I mean, it's think of it like how I can make metal into different shapes.
Yeah.
Druids can make themselves into different shapes too. What
So
if
that
one
was
of them made them into a shape of a big cat? And
I get it. That was a person in the shape of a cat. And you think that because of the way it was acting, not acting like a normal big cat. Yeah, maybe.
it had been bothering me since last night. My fur is everywhere right now. I don't understand why. Anyway, but I'm glad I don't have a mirror. The problem
You
is
look
that
great.
if that was a druid and that was a tender, then a tender is trying to spread a fiery corruption to other things.
Yeah. The strange thing is
That would be really problematic. Really problematic.
yeah, they're
at least,
supposed to do the opposite.
Right. They're supposed to be taking the Scorched Grove and turning it into something else.
And I was gonna say, maybe corrupted creatures just have this innate push to corrupt everything, right? Maybe it's acting on that behavior. But if it was that, then it wouldn't run away. Like if it was
Yeah.
just mindlessly attacking and trying to corrupt things, it wouldn't seek to preserve itself. I
Right.
think
Like
you're right.
my
I think it was.
my
I
lizard.
think it was a humanoid person, druid.
That would be so weird. I don't like.
Well, we're doing our best to, keep our eyes open for any off signs as we approach. Hopefully, we can get the drop on them a little bit. Let's try to be extra stealthy on the way.
Okay. You've got one more night before you're going to be able to reach the area. Approaching that last night into the final day, the Scorched Grove grows more ominous. Maybe it's because of your encounter with the cat. Maybe it's because you've seen a few more of those figures within the grove at, a little too far away to make out details. But as you make camp and set up your disguise, you find that none of you is having an easy time sleeping.
I mean, I haven't slept well in a year. I'm not too surprised. Unless I'm sitting up, apparently.
See if that sword can help us go to sleep.
It does bring me great comfort. Like, I really misjudged Grigory. He ended up being a good guy. I'm sad that no one remembers him.
I mean, I would play a ditty for you, but it's kind of the wrong time to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to stay as stealthy as possible.
Yeah.
I need
In fact, we should probably be moving stealthily as well.
Resic
What-
and Lycus to make D100 rolls.
Ugla, if it would help, I can make a little coin that gives you a little noise to help you sleep, or if that would do you.
Oh no.
A coin to help me sleep?
Oh, good. You guys are not rolling well today.
Yep.
Ugla.
Well, it would make a little sound so that while we're trying to sleep, you'd have something.
Oh, like the winds from the children.
Yeah, like
Ah.
that.
Ugla, I need you to
No,
make
I need to keep my senses about me.
Ugla, I need you to make a D90 roll. Oh, good. You guys are
Keeping
all
that.
awful. You guys are
Keeping
all
that.
awful.
Yes.
Doesn't work. Nothing that you try, nothing that happens. Can't find it. Can't get to sleep. Dawn comes much sooner than any of you would like. Nobody slept. Everyone has a point of exhaustion.
That's a disadvantage on everything we do.
No, it goes in levels. 1 point of exhaustion is not a huge deal.
Disadvantage on skill checks.
It is disadvantage on ability checks. Which is, disadvantage on skills and abilities, basically.
Okay, but not like saving throws.
Correct. Not disadvantaged on combat in any way, basically.
Okay, cool. Just makes us I mean, it runs a bit like real life exhaustion.
Yeah.
You're just a little less good at things you're normally okay.
Yeah. But if your adrenaline gets pumping, you'll perk up and you'll be okay. That's
That's cool.
combat.
Okay.
The next point is that effect plus half speed. Then the next point is you're bad at combat, etc., etc.
That's cool.
And it steadily gets really bad.
Yeah. After that, it's like half hit points. You can't move. You're dead.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty damn realistic.
It is.
Yep.
Okay. So, dawn arrives. You drag yourself out of your bedrolls just because you don't have anything better to do. You break camp. You all feel like absolute shit. And
Did y'all sleep well last night?
Good one. No, I didn't sleep hardly a wink last night.
I don't think I slept at all. I think I just laid there listening. I tried to attune my ears to the surrounding area so that hopefully if something was creeping up on us, I'd be ready and hear it and know which way this time. I'm not used to getting snuck up on. But I didn't hear anything, but I also didn't sleep.
you trudge forward. That last half day looking before your tired eyes. And as you get a few hours in, you start to see a change in the landscape. The ash, those ash-covered trees, the ash-covered earth, begins to alter a little, but not in pleasant ways. You see a lot of briar patches, a lot of large, thorn bushes. Looks like the druids of the Scorched Grove did succeed in growing something into that dead land. But it's not something you'd call pleasant.
Wow. I hope that there's some decent tinders left in there. This area is mighty spooky.
As you continue forward, the briars thicken. They grow fat and tall. Reaching just about midday, you see what looks like is probably what one can only assume is the home of this circle of druids. That is now a enormous briar forest. It's probably some 150, 200 feet across. It stands at least 15 feet high. The thorns, most of the like adult thorns, are a good 4 to 6 inches long.
All right, guys. How's this for a cover story? We came this way to help the war to retake the Scorched Grove and regrow it. We're all interested in joining the Tinders, but we wanted to start off in the most extreme spot possible to see what it's like for the real badasses of the group. We can't tell them anything about what we know. We're only here to learn about them.
That sounds like we're here to learn about them. Sure, that's true, but I'd rather say that the town. I'd rather tell them that that Ash Barrow hasn't seen him in a while, and so we wanted to come check on him.
Oh, that's better. That way we don't get roped into their cult.
Yeah, and the other thing is that in case that's not true with what Pontus said, at least then we're, not putting ourselves in any way that's going to it's going to compromise.
Yeah, definitely don't mention the word Pontus or, anything to do with anything that's happened to us.
Mm-hmm.
We're just buddies coming up here to check on the druids. I mean, I'll be honest. I have felt a deep longing to restore and protect nature since that fateful night a year ago, which has only drawn me further and further down the hole since we've gone. I may be interested in joining the real Tinders, assuming there is anything left of them in this area.
Continuing forward as you have this conversation, slowing a bit as you consider your options. You round a particularly dense section of the thorns, and you spot an entryway. A large, cavernous tunnel leads into a dark hallway within the briars.
Well, is there any sort of messaging or alert system or door to knock on?
Is there a doorbell I can ring?
Yeah.
You don't see any sort of notification options, but you do spot a lot of, somethings dangling from the cavern tunnel ceiling.
Oh, well, let's see if my useless eyes can see what they are.
You'll have to approach the difference between day and darkness. There is a little too great to see major details. You get a little closer, still maybe 5-10 feet outside of the entrance, and they look like purposefully hung, maybe strips of cloth or dried hide, and there's definitely something on them, maybe writing or something, pictures. I don't know.
Oh, interesting. Are those symbols? Is that a rune of warding of some type?
Is it?
I say out loud to the group.
All right. I'm gonna take a little time to figure out if it's magic or not. Just let me sit down, and he takes out his little hammer and pats his head a bunch for about 10 minutes to cast detect magic.
So the group piddles around for a while.
Yeah, I mean, we're just kind of confused. Do we just go in there, or
Not
I
quite
suppose
yet.
they're not expecting company?
Let me just make sure that those aren't magical things that are going to be.
Okay.
If you want to take a look around and see if there's anything that happens, I mean, that could also.
Oh, Rezik, do you want to fly up there real quick, or like hop up there, glide up there real quick, and see if you can get a better look? Or I guess I can if I take my armor off.
You good?
All right, I'll do that while you're doing it. I'm gonna strip down real quick and take a big old hop up in the air, flap a little, and see if I can see anything.
All right. Take a few minutes, strip off your armor, and looking. Hold on. Does Strig
Oh.
have the jump?
It says no. It says slow your fall. That's not
Yeah,
good.
you only have glide. You don't have the leap.
Yeah, I don't either.
Do you really
I don't
not?
believe.
Who has it then?
Who all has this thing?
I mean, I could always just try and climb it since I'm lighter off.
Oh, I have
Luma.
talents to help with climbing.
Yeah, you can climb. Luma of all things have it. Gallus have it. Genra can do it.
What? Like, so geese can do it, but hawks can't?
Yep.
No, hawks have glide too.
It's not glide. It's called wing flap.
Yeah.
It always comes after glide, and only some of the bird races have it. But as a bonus action, you can use a powerful leap, and you can leap upward a distance equal to half your movement. So they could jump 15 feet in the air, which is not terribly tall, and glide from there.
Does it look like I can climb up the rocks beside these things, but
There are-
not within the tunnel?
There aren't any major large rocks here. If there was anything you were going to climb, you'd have to walk into the ash grove and climb a tree.
I'd have to what?
You'd have to walk into the scorched grove and climb a tree.
We can't climb the thorns.
Oh, you certainly can. Feel free.
Damage.
Be my guest.
Oh no,
Be
never
my
mind. Oh, okay.
guest.
So Ugla starts to take his armor off, prepared to, take a quick big. What about how high can these guys jump? I mean,
Not
he's a
high,
bird.
15 feet. Oh no, no, the wing flap is 15 feet. You can jump, I don't know, 4.
Yeah, I guess birds don't really have powerful
They don't.
legs. That's true. Bird legs, I believe, is the phrase.
Yes, bird legs.
Them chicken legs.
Yeah, Ugla's frustrated at his birddom right now.
Okay. So I'm assuming neither of you are planning to climb the thorns or walk into the scorched grove.
No.
No.
All right. So 10 minutes pass, and you turn on your detect magic. Your eyes glow a little bit, and you turn them towards that thorny tunnel. No specific magic auras, but all of the streamers have what you might think of as latent magic. But it's not really like a fading effect. It's just too small to be specific. They just kind of ooze a very faint magical something or other.
Okay. Well, the whole place is magical, but there's not really anything specific that those will trigger. So, why don't we take a little closer look at them and see what else is going on?
Okay.
Sure. Let's watch out for
How-
traps, too.
I was gonna say, how large is the entrance on this?
It's about 10 feet wide. So you could walk 2 people abreast.
Watching out for traps is perception again, right?
Depends on what you're doing, but yes, you would roll perception at this time.
Okay. I mean, none
before
of us
we
are particularly good at it, so it doesn't really matter.
before we enter this, I want to set up an alarm for the entrance of the of the
Okay.
cave that
That
that disregards, I would say, small creatures and detects all humanoids.
okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, the only good perception roll all night. Looking for them traps.
And then I guess I gotta do a perception roll as well.
Hey,
Nice.
we're ready for traps now.
All right, you're on the lookout. You don't spot any traps, but with those good rolls and getting a little closer, you do get a good look at these streamers. They look like they are made of tanned hide, so like a leather of some kind. And Rezik and Lycus, they don't look terribly familiar, but they are covered in kind of a deep purple runic something or other. Ugla, you've seen these before.
Is that Oren?
No?
What is that?
You saw these in a dream or vision.
Are they purple?
They are.
Guys, I don't think we should go in here. I'm looking up at these streamers, and they have the same marks on them that the people I saw kill my head priest and burn Pontus were bearing. Like, I think if we walk in here, we're walking into the home of our mortal enemies. Now, whether or not that's safe at this point, I don't know. Because apparently the events that I've seen and that we all felt somehow haven't happened. The people just vanished. But either way, you can't trust anything that looks like those symbols.
And if the druids are able to do what they do. Okay, we're going.
Yeah, I hate to have come all this way, but... And it's strange. I feel like Pontus and Lily and everything was pointing us in this direction, but it just doesn't seem safe. Maybe we can just, like, sneak in, right?
Yeah, we can most certainly try and sneak in. I think maybe if we're going to do it, the easiest way to do it would be try and send one of us just at a time at least and see what we could
Yeah,
do.
That's
One
true.
scout ahead.
Rezik, you're probably the sneakiest of us. In fact, I'm very bad at being stealthy and sneaky.
I am, in fact, the opposite of stealthy.
Between my clanging armor and my bulbous body, I don't know if I could get the drop on him.
It's not getting. We're all very tired too.
That's true. Yeah, maybe.
Let's head back.
Yeah, maybe we saw all we needed to know with those runs. Wait, hang on. What if we burnt this down? Maybe we just set the briars on fire. And then run. I mean, I'm pretty certain they're all bad guys inside. That should be okay, right?
But that would let them know that we're here, and if they're druids who can tend to fire, then they won't get burned by something like.
Yeah, that's a bad plan.
So I'm walking this way. Let me know when you guys want to.
I can't go in there. Seeing those runs up there, I can't think of a clear message to not proceed. If anybody wants to go, honestly, with Ginra going back to Winnowing Reach and everything seeming fine for her, maybe I'm just losing my marbles. Maybe it's safe in here. Maybe the run means nothing. I don't even know anymore.
Well, we could head back and go talk to Lily again. and
She
see-
didn't know anything, man. Oh, well,
Maybe she's more willing to give us more information. It seemed like she knew more, but she just didn't really want to tell us, or maybe she couldn't talk. Maybe she wasn't sure if she could trust us.
I
Kind of
mean,
like
why would she
Pontus.
trust us now then?
Well, I mean, after we've seen what we've seen,
All we've gotten is a symbol. Let's go ahead and. Um, is either of y'all good with a quick notepad? Draw.
You want to sketch it?
Yeah, we need to take that symbol down. We need to be mindful of it.
I can't.
I
really
mean,
see
I
it.
guess it's kind of burnt into my brain. I might be able to do it.
Well, does anybody have anything to write anything down on? Before we left? Didn't we have something written down to us for the avium? Who to meet there? We could just kind of draw it on that.
I pull out a little cubic piece of the star metal, and I poke it with a needle to magically tinker with it so it gives the same visual as the streamers.
Okay.
Wow. Oh my god. That's more accurate than any drawing I could make. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Freaking amazing!
Oh my god.
Actually,
It's almost as awesome as my lizard.
actually, can you make 3 of those?
Just 2.
I kind of feel like if we wore those and walked in, maybe we could pass as fellows or friendly to whatever this cause means.
Do any of you have a necklace that I could put it on?
No.
Well, Lycus has bowstrings, right? Or Rezik.
Yes,
Hey,
I should have extra bowstring.
Sure.
All right. So yeah, I hand him an extra bowstring.
Okay.
I mean, we have the symbol, but we don't know what it's called and we don't know anything about it. So maybe visually we might be all right, but I have no clue what we'd say if people tried to talk to us.
Well, we can go in a little further and just actually use the cover story and just kind of waltz in. You just say that the Ashbro was requested us to help them.
Yep.
They assumed something happened and they wanted us to go
Just
find out.
check in on them.
And we wear this symbol because we're sympathetic to their cause. That's it.
Yeah, maybe we can just lie and say that we saw it on the torch at one of the games.
I don't know if we want to mention
Don't the
Or
less
the
you
torch.
say, the less you say, the harder it is going to be for other people to mistake what you're saying or doing.
That's true. If anyone asks us about the necklace, maybe we just say we were given them.
No, because they're going to come from here.
We found it.
They're
Here.
going to know if these are real or not. If we met somebody out on the road, we could say that they're from here and they may not know.
That's
But
true.
if they're And while we've
Maybe.
been talking out here, I wouldn't doubt it if people were listening to us because we're right here next to.
I mean, I've been whispering a lot. You think they can even hear whispers?
Uh,
I don't know. I mean, all of a sudden I got a pretty bad feeling.
Or are we doing it, or are we leaving? I'll follow the group wherever we go. I don't really want to go in here, and then you guys like deuces.
You know what? Let's just tell the somewhat truth. We're here from Ashboro because we're worried that they haven't been seen in a long time, and we're here to check in. Maybe it's okay.
So
What do
you're
y'all
going.
think?
So you're going inside.
Yep, sounds like it.
All right.
All right.
You put on
We
your
came-
you put on your best scary disguise, and you're headed inside. That's where we'll call it today. Just you know, maybe we'll have Genra back to spot all the bad decisions you're making next time.
Yep.
Ugh.
My problem is
what? Why do you think you're doing all of this?
And then, well, what it? I guess we could always turn around at the beginning if we come to a different conclusion at the beginning of it. If Genra
when
actually
Genra pops
chooses
out, we can talk to her
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll have
a
something else
group
to say.
decision. So
Well, all right, pals, and those of you out there on the internet, it's been a blast. We'll see you next Tuesday, hopefully, assuming everybody's available. Goodbye, internet.
Goodbye.
You don't need a killer, dragon for